Hello, everyone. That was super creepy. I'm sorry. I'm still getting used to this. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, whoever, and people who are watching this in the future. Today, we're going to talk about addiction. And with me, as always, is BJ.
Sorry, I'm arguing with
and
Trump
then you're who?
That was Trump support.
God
Trump
damn
supporter.
it. And then Nathan is back. Good to have you back.
Yay.
In the coolest shirt you own.
Yeah.
The Star Wars trench run in tuxedo form.
The Mr. Peanut Butter attire.
With the... Dude, I went to senior prom with no date with a Hot Topic t-shirt, tuxedo t-shirt, and the rose, which is a imperial symbol on your shirt. Yep. My rose was a skull. Oh. And it was like rotting. But it wasn't like hardcore, but it's somewhere in my parents' closet still, and I always say, I'm going to go over there and grab all my clothes someday, and I never do, but, you know, someday. And then, of course, our man behind the scenes, Caleb. Hello. Who is looking at pictures of Mr. Peanut Butter from BoJack Horseman. Everybody watch that show. That show's great.
Phenomenal.
Supposed to be coming out with another season, I think.
This fall, yep.
Good. It's always like a couple of months later every year. Like, it keeps getting pushed back, but at least it comes out.
Well, usually the quality keeps increasing with each season.
Yeah, agreed. So today, I would like to discuss addiction.
That's disturbing.
Yeah, that was bothering me.
Please show the chat.
I'm sure. Please show the chat.
The subject of addiction was something I wanted to do actually last week. It was just going to be called drugs. But then I felt addiction would come up anyway. And like the gun topic, I was going to do gun control and then or mass shooting just by itself. And then I figured gun control would become a part of it as we talked about it anyway. So I decided to meld it in there. Same as today, we're going to do addiction slash gun control, addiction slash drugs, because
They go
by definition, you can tell if I'm a little jittery. By definition,
It's the crack.
Drugs and addiction go hand in hand. Like, what's considered even a drug, and we're gonna get all into that. By the way, I heard a really good joke about drugs. There was a crack addict that became a baker, and he invented a new kind of way to smuggle your drugs, and it's called smackaroons.
And that's the show, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
If I'm ever writing a book, it's called How to Bring Everything to a Screeching Halt. So I like to just start off by saying I'm not addicted to anything. I don't know about you chumps, but I have no addictions.
That's sarcasm, right?
As he chugs a Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the point.
What? What the hell are you guys talking
Sugar
about?
and caffeine addiction.
It's not like I need this.
As he drinks 2 a day.
Okay, I got to put my addiction down for a second because arguing with fucking idiots on the internet is an addiction for me. It's a problem.
Yeah, we're all addicted to something. First of all, let's just go around the room as if this is a AA meeting, it is AA because it's Addicts Anonymous. Except we all know each other. Obviously, my addiction of choice is sugar and caffeine. I've been addicted to it. I actually didn't drink Mountain Dew till a very middle age. I was like 15 before I had my first one. I remember my first one actually too.
Middle age, 15.
Middle age. Well, that is my middle age if I'm counting, because I'm going to be 29 this fucking year, and I'm really sad about it.
Did you intentionally choose that shirt?
Yes, I did. Thank you for noticing. I'm wearing a. I actually remember this episode premiering. They get the world's thickest Slurpee. And they actually go into like a LSD trip because it's so sugary.
You know what his eyes look like?
What?
What the fuck are the things that Jawbreaker? Looks like the inside of Jawbreaker.
Like the layers. Yeah. So I wore this on purpose, just like when I had Max in here. I wore the To Set Ablaze shirt. For gun control, I wore Your Country Needs You for Fallout 4. It's all, I try to
and the
dress themed.
American flag hat with bullets on it.
They were trees. I think, or triangles shaped in the shapes of bullets. So yeah, it's all themed, it's all planned out, and I think ahead of a lot of things. So, let's just go around the table, starting with you.
I'm addicted to puns
That's fair.
and offbeat jokes that no one understands.
Now,
Also, fabrication of the mouth. I'm addicted
What's
to that as well.
that?
Fabrications of the mouth.
lies?
Yeah.
You're addicted to lying?
Well,
It just
Maybe
gets
that's
more,
not even true. Maybe you cut the line right there, man.
it's just
two
more.
truths and a lie.
It just gets more fun every time you do it. Like it's more. It's
I
like
see your eyes rolling higher and higher into your skull. I'm just helping you train
No, I'm fine.
so you can roll your whites.
With all.
God, it gets more racial every
Oh
time.
wow! I was say you went there. I was not thinking of that at all.
Good
Well,
thing we can't see color. Those
okay.
are our sunglasses.
Oh, beach.
Everything on mine just has like a blue tint.
Yeah, you for addiction.
I'm pretty sure I would consider myself addicted to fucking arguing with people on Facebook. I can't stop. Like I see somebody say something fucking dumb, and I have to fuck with them, and I have to yell, like tell them how dumb they are, and I can't stop myself.
Well, what do we think that addiction would be?
Anger. I think you're addicted to anger.
Fuck you.
See?
I'm no longer. Well, technically, I am still addicted to nicotine but I'm 1 month and a week tobacco free, man. Oh my God! I want to thank everybody. No, yeah. Thank you for congratulating me for at one point in my life being stupid enough to start doing tobacco. So, yeah, that's cool. I fucking hate every day. I hate every day.
Do you think it has any benefit that you quit? I mean, besides the longer lifespan?
I wake up in the morning and I am not as tired. I don't know why that matters, but like it's easier for me to get out of bed. I still don't want to because I hate my life, but like it's just it's easier to wake up in the morning. Like if my first alarm wakes me up, I used to sleep through like 5 alarms.
You're also addicted to self-pity, it seems, too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Dude, this is going to be me, Dr. Philling everybody.
Mr. No Addiction.
And
Also caffeine. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody at this table is addicted to caffeine. Most people are addicted
Nope.
to caffeine.
I'm not addicted to caffeine. I'm addicted to sugar.
Bullshit.
What?
Sugar
what-
only.
Just sugar?
Yeah, because I can have non-caffeinated drinks all day, every day, but I need sugar.
Do you think you're addicted to Destiny?
No.
12-hour sessions?
He
I
can
mean,
willingly put it down and
addiction.
not feel bad about it.
Yeah, because I do those days because I literally don't play during the week like at all. Like yesterday, today, and like Tuesday and stuff like that. Like I'll maybe play for like 2 hours in the morning when I get home from work, and then I have to go to bed. You know, it's not like it's the driving force. Like even if I wasn't, well, say I wasn't doing this anymore, I would definitely be playing more Destiny, but I'd probably be finding a way to make money for me.
Plus,
So.
even if he was that could be like a short-term addiction.
Right.
I think everybody goes through those. My weirdest one was I had like a short-term addiction to Minecraft when it first came out. Like bad. Like I literally, as weird as it sounds, I would drive around and be like, how many blocks would that take to fucking
wow.
make, man? Like, oh, dude. And I like literally I'd see things like in
And, like-
fucking Minecraft
Like
blocks.
I know I'm not addicted to like video games and stuff because I literally get like tired of that
Because you've
after
never
a
done
while.
a mass shooting.
But no, like, no, you know what I mean? Like I literally just kind of get
Yeah.
tired. I have to change what I'm doing. I have to go do something else. Like I have to like watch something, give myself a break. You know, I'm not sitting.
That's this break.
I'm not sitting there and like fucking eyes taped up and I need to keep playing type shit.
That's you actually mentioned one of the biggest addictions in the world, DJ.
Masturbation, pornography.
Yeah.
Terry Crews is very anti-pornography. In case you were not aware of that.
Terry
Well, sure, he
Crews?
probably gets enough to not need it.
Well, no, he is a former pornography addict. Like he
Well,
would
what's
have
porn-
to go to like rehab.
Interesting.
Pornography addict. Like,
It's more like a dopamine
it's
addict,
it's
if
those
anything.
things that are like.
Hold on, one thing real quick.
Yeah,
I
go
know
ahead.
what you're addicted to, like truly, and that is gambling. You have to open loot boxes, and you have to open things.
You degenerate.
No, he has two of the same game on his phone. One American version and a Japanese version, so
Both
he
are
can
free to
open
play.
more. Yeah, I know. I'm not saying you're spending a lot of money on it, But
That's how I get it out of
you
my
recognize that
Oh my
you recognize
God.
you have a problem. You want to open shit. I've seen this guy spend like $100 on Call of Duty loot boxes back in the day.
I did that with Madden.
Dude, yeah. Now, yeah, I've spent money on the Madden Ultimate Team, but I don't keep going.
But see, mine like
Sometimes I'm like, man, I just need a boost right now.
That's another
So I'll
thing,
spend like $20 and be like, okay, I need some packs.
mine's like a short-term thing. Like I will get like if I go to a casino, I become addicted to gambling for that night.
Oh,
Like,
really?
I can't fucking stop.
Oh,
Well,
see, I
until
know,
I'm-
and
until I'm
again, it's like one of those
broke.
things. I know I'm not addicted to gambling because I know when to walk away. Like I can make the choice, be like, oh, I need to get out now while I'm up. I don't have that.
I had to buy you COD points to open stuff.
Yeah,
You
I'm
wouldn't do it
yeah,
willingly.
I'm like, no, fuck that. That's so dumb.
I remember on Slim's when I turned to talk to you at one time, and I said, BJ, and your chair was still spinning from how fast you got up to play the slot
Because
machine.
I was like, BJ, they have a slot machine.
And the chair was spinning, and like your beer was just sitting there like
But
vibrating.
that's the thing. Like I didn't care that they had a slot machine because I knew they did, and I'd played them there before. And Caleb was like, "Oh, you should go play the slot machine." I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" And I went, and then I won money, and I cashed out. Because if I get ahead enough, I know like I can stop myself and be like, I need this extra money that I just made.
Right.
But if I go to $0, I'll be like, well, I go to the ATM, I get more money, and I might win more money, and I can
Jesus.
just keep fucking going to the ATM. I literally at one of my old jobs when I worked at the concrete place, we had our Christmas party down at the Dells. Because
That's one.
they had stuff all around the state.
I want to go to Ho Chunk so bad. I haven't been there yet.
It's very well. It was bad at the time because they're like heater was broken. It was in the winter, obviously Christmas party, but it was broken to the part where it heated the place up too much.
Oh,
so it was like a
shit.
fucking 100 degrees in there.
Damn.
And the dude's like, "I'm so sorry, man. I've been sweating my ass off here." Like the dealer, like 'cause I was playing roulette. But I literally spent my entire bi-weekly paycheck at the casino
Is that Ho Chunk?
at Ho Chunk. I kept going to the ATM until it said, "You have no more money left to take out."
Jesus God.
Somebody in chat is asking
Yeah, I
why
saw
Caleb's
that.
talking.
I
He's
was
asking about Caleb.
I-
because he's the only
yeah,
person
and
that
the-
can't be seen on
I
camera
thought it said who's
talking.
talking, and I sent him like what, and he did the same thing back
Yeah.
to me. So
No,
I was
he's
just
referring-
gonna give up.
I just
the
saw
movie.
that, so I just replied now.
He's referring to the movie. Look who's talking now.
I could say I'm
Look at
also
me now.
addicted to. I was addicted to Walmart for the longest time.
Ooh,
What?
interesting.
All right, let me tell you this. This is
People
going to be a
of Walmart or
really
actual
Is this a real
Walmart?
addiction though?
okay. I'll tell you. I was 22. I remember this, and I remember the night where I drank a lot of tequila, and I was hungover to the point where I went into my car and fell asleep.
He says
And
tequila and everyone takes a drink.
I had to just sleep in my car, and like as the sun comes up at like 6, I'm like, okay, this is not good. I need to I'm hung over to the point where I'm like, if I take one step, I'm gonna fucking puke. So eventually, when I got my bearings enough to drive, I drove somewhere like public, and I was too ashamed to go home. So I drove to Walmart. What?
It's just the way you said. Too ashamed to go home. Like,
Oh, too ashamed to go home.
Yeah.
Well, I was living with my parents at the time.
right.
so.
I'd be too ashamed to go to Walmart.
And
sometimes.
so I went home. I went to Walmart, and I'm like, "That's where I'll be welcomed." So I said, "I'm gonna go in there and grab some orange juice." And I think like orange juice and peanuts is like one of the best things to eat.
You have
Oh,
to open the
peanuts.
orange juice and
I didn't
taste
say
it in the
penis.
I
aisle.
said penis.
I'm not gonna go. Well,
Good old
I
orange
could
juice and
probably,
penis.
I could probably get some there.
Like
But-
Mama used to make it.
I went in there and I'm checking out, and I'm like, you know what? It's a combination of like the fluorescent lights and being around people and just being part of something. I'm like, I need this.
Being a part of something.
Being a part of
Being a
something.
part
It was
of
like
what? Their daily shopper
it like
count?
forced me. It like forced me to like tighten up and keep
Right.
my body straight because I'm like I'm in public right now.
Right. Okay.
But if I fucked up and like had to puke in the middle of an aisle, it wouldn't be that crazy
It's just
because it's
Walmart.
Walmart.
Yeah, I shit my pants at Walmart that one time.
Exactly,
so- Remember
exactly.
that
So
story?
like
That's
I
right,
was
that's
like,
right, that's
okay, I'm gonna go in there, and it helped me get over my hangover, and I walked around for like 2 hours. So like by 10, 11 o'clock, I was fine. So like I go there every now and then to relax.
Did you buy anything there?
Besides
that
the
day?
I
stuff?
wouldn't say
Yeah.
that's an addiction.
No.
I wouldn't say it's an addiction, but it did. I did something.
Maybe
it created the dopamine release
maybe a
in my
coping
brain.
mechanism.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then it became something I did to relax when I didn't even need it. Also, could a coping mechanism
I would just call that
be
a habit as opposed to
an addiction?
Yeah, it's different. Like you don't need to go to Walmart. Otherwise, you're going to freak out.
If you don't go to Walmart, do you like feel loss in your life?
No, but I mean, I actually am looking forward to going there after
That
this.
just sounds like something you want to do.
Yeah, it's like something I go like I remember the feelings that I had while I was there. They're so nice that I want to do it again.
I'll be honest. I don't think it's. I think
No?
it's just
I feel
you
like an
enjoy being out in
addiction
public.
is something
It's-
that you can't necessarily
people in
control.
general, this is a generality. Not everyone likes this, but people like being around other people.
Yeah.
It's like you want to be
Yeah.
in public. So like,
Yeah.
I would just akin it to
Well,
that
humans
more
are
than
social
Walmart
creatures,
itself.
that's why,
That's what I'm saying.
I
We
pride-
want to be by other humans.
Yeah, I pride myself on being an extrovert, and I like people, and I want to get to know more. Hence why I'm doing this. But there's times where it's lately, like I think since BJ came in, I'm like, I fucking hate people. I don't
the
want
effect I
to
have on
fucking
people.
be here. Not right now. I'm joking. But when BJ walked in, it reminded me that there's times where I don't want to be around people. But there was a time where I'm like, if I'm not around somebody, I get like, if I don't have like somebody to talk to, be it man or woman, just on a friendly platonic level, I start fucking like losing my mind. Like I start getting, my chest gets tight. I feel like abandoned by the world. But now I couldn't care less. Partially because I have a girlfriend, but like
Ooh, Urban.
Yep, brag.
Fuck you.
Humble brag. But I there are times when I need to be around people. There's times where I can't stand being around people. I don't say it's an addiction, but it's just something how it made me feel.
I think you have an addiction to self-complimenting.
I'm
like
one of the hardest critics on myself, and I never brag about anything. But when I get the chance to, I'm going to.
When I'm not perfect, I definitely say
When I'm
something
not
about
perfect,
bragging.
I'm the most perfect of all. Self-complimenting could be an addiction, like
Narcissism.
Yeah, like it probably stems from people like not.
Let me tell you about Donald J. Trump.
No. Donald Trump is not part of this podcast.
How was your childhood? Were you complimented for a lot of things that
No,
you did? Or
I didn't do much to be
your
complimented
parents,
on.
Observe
Same.
a lot of things
That's why
that you did?
That's why he seeks it out.
Yeah, maybe you're just trying to get the validation from other people for your accomplishments.
I am addicted to validation.
It really is weird. Maybe it's just me, but when you do like that, you go back and look like how you were treated as a child and be like, oh, that explains so Like I was always basically told that whatever I did was shit. And so literally now I just think everything I do is shit. And it's like, oh, that makes sense. And like you weren't ever complimented. And it's like, so it's just weird to
Can you
think
see
about
that in me?
that your parents didn't love you enough? Yeah.
No, that they did fine with what they had, but
They didn't have,
some people just weren't complimented. Like a lot of
Yeah.
stuff where people were like, I'm like, look, I did this. And they're like, okay. Like, what do you want from us? Like a high five? I almost said
Right.
hand job. You want to say?
What do you want, a hand
Do you
job?
want a high five? Or?
Son, do you want a hand job? Mom, please.
Mitch learning
No,
for
I
the
was
first time that people
talking
don't
from my
care
dad's
about other people.
perspective. Yeah, not learning, but like it's just it took a long time. I'm like, okay, well this sucks, and like how kids have like high self-esteem when they're growing. This podcast's taking too dark of a turn.
No, this is
I don't want
fine.
to talk about it
So you
anymore.
asked
No, it
discussion.
is, but it is a good discussion because a lot of people don't fucking realize that. They're just like, why don't you just fucking like? Here's the thing about me: I don't take compliments at all because I don't know how. And so like some girl will be like, "Oh, you're cute," and I'll be like, "No, I'm not." And they'll be like, "Fucking take a compliment." And it's
Yeah.
like, I can't physically. I don't know how. Like it makes no sense to me for
but-
somebody to say something good. So it's like, but people just don't get that, and it's fucking annoying.
I've become very robotic in my thank yous. No offense, but if you ever hear me say thank you to you guys, it's probably genuine. But when somebody says like something nice to me, I said, "Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it." If you ever hear those things in a row, you can look at me and know I don't fucking mean it. And hopefully that's everybody who. Well, I mean it, and I'm not saying I'm being an asshole.
It's like an automatic response.
It's an automatic response, and it's kind of a way that I got through like awkward social interactions where people would be like the guy who owns the place that I work at would say, "Hey, thanks for being safe." And I think one time I said, "Oh, thanks, you too." I'm like, "Oh, he's safe too," so it made sense.
Right.
But instead of risking that, I would say, "Oh, thank you, I appreciate that." It's a quick way to say thank you and mean it and not be weird.
It's the fucking worst.
Situations like that is when I go, oh, does that come with a pay raise?
That's exactly the thing, and it's got like a little joke at the end of it,
I always say shit like that.
little
'cause
punctuation.
I'm like the opposite, whereas like whenever people come in, I'm like, yeah, I know I'm the shit.
I just can't. Like, I can't. I don't know if it's a confidence thing or if it's just I don't want to be perceived as an asshole, but I can't just like be like, oh yeah, I know.
Although that is only for stuff that I know I'm good at, or some, there's some things like whenever I get like if we're playing out as a band, I'm all very appreciative of whenever we receive comments of, because that's when I'm like, we're shit, and then
Yeah.
I just want people to tell me I'm good. That's why I do it,
Yeah. Well, when I was in a band, when somebody came up and be like, "Oh, nice set, man," I'd be like, "They're just saying."
Yeah, I always
just saying
assume
it.
they're just doing it to be nice, especially if it's another band. You're like, oh, you're just saying that to be good.
Especially when I had bronchitis that one time.
Oh, dude.
And I was like, "There's no way I was good. So fuck you. You're lying to me."
I mean, that's not necessarily true. So
It was wrong.
you would sound pretty good when you were sick because there's some, the gurgle.
Gurgle. But yeah, man, just shit's fucking. Human brains are very weird.
They're cool,
and people
but weird.
just need to understand as well. It's same thing with addiction. I'll bring it
Yeah, I
back
was
to
gonna say,
that.
let's bring it back
That
here.
people just need to understand that just because your brain works a certain way doesn't mean somebody else's does. Like the people are just like, just fucking get over it. It's like that's not how that works.
It's like, no, fuck you. Like I was
Be
actually
a fucking pussy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Be a
Shut
fucking
the fuck-
snowflake,
sound like
liberal.
you sound like me. there was I've never said snowflake, but I've
seriously at all.
definitely.
You said that.
I
You
don't
said
think
that
I've
a few
ever
weeks
said
ago.
snowflake.
I'm saying
No.
no,
At all.
seriously.
I don't think I've ever used the word snowflake except when I say it's snowing, but in real snow. But because I don't agree
gonna
with
have to look
that's
at
a
the other podcast.
trigger word. Snowflake to me is like one of those fucking bullshit millennial words that we made up that are like
We didn't make it
No,
up. Though.
it's the conservatives that use it.
No, the fucking boomers.
The boomers
really made that
but
shit up.
I heard
They-
recently.
like in the last 10 years. That's how.
Apparently, it came from Fight Club.
Really?
You are not.
Oh,
a
you're not a
snowflake.
special snowflake.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
that's
yeah,
right.
it's like a boomer thing. They would call the millennials snowflakes because we don't agree with their ideologies. Like,
Yeah,
oh, you're
and now it's
fucking
just
snowflake.
Oh, I thought it was because we crumble and melt so easily in the
No.
face of adversity.
Well, no, now everybody's just if you
Leaving the house.
If
Oh.
you're
because-
not a conservative now, you're a snowflake.
well, it's
basically.
well to them, but like the
Yeah.
boomer ideology is like, oh, they all think they're all so special. They all have to have their own. They're all their own special snowflakes. They have to be so individual. It's like, yeah, we have free thought. We're not fucking brainwashed by a religion. Sorry.
We don't use that for everybody here.
yeah, you.
I mean,
fucking
younger people who
I'm
actually
talking about me.
use
Christian
free thought.
bootlicker.
You're not brainwashed though.
You speak for yourself. So yeah, where are my documents here? Somebody go get my documents so I can hold on to them. No, I meant somebody will get the
Let me shuffle
Declaration
these
of
paper. Oh,
Independence. No, it's okay. You can.
I swear to God, I thought you said Doc Martens.
Oh, everyone's head is safe today. So BJ, you're definitely addicted to social media. Yeah, I'm calling you out.
I am. You're right.
And I wouldn't say social media. I would say, by the way, don't click
not in the
videos
same.
on those.
Not in the same way most people are. Like most social media addictions is like I need to be posting about my day and I need people to like it and blah blah. And mine is just like I need to fucking correct people that are wrong, no matter how much it won't do anything.
That's how I feel a lot too. Man, I have to stop myself physically from going into like anytime there's an article about Star Wars because I know people who have bad or wrong opinions are in there.
Talk about the comments.
Yeah, the comment sections are
like-
so horribly
okay.
misinformed or just dumb in general. I have no problem with people not liking like movies or like the thing in general, but if you're saying this or that and it's just like horribly stupid or wrong, just in like provably wrong, because there are certain things like about like stories like.
I don't like Star Wars because the gravity effects aren't
Or like
realistic.
yeah, like just like there's just certain things like people perceive things in the movie like you just didn't understand it and
How
it's
come we can,
incorrect.
how come we can see lasers? We shouldn't be able to see the lasers.
You can
They're
say
plasma.
No, they're lasers. If they're
Well,
going
right.
the speed of light, we
Yeah.
should be able to see them.
Like shit like that. It's like, bro, you realize this is not even.
It's a fantasy universe.
This isn't Star Trek where they live by our laws. It's whatever they want. You know what I mean? Like,
Dude, the
they had a whole to do.
documentarians that are there
And
are
I-
capturing it in 60 frames a second.
And I was, like
Not
my biggest
60.
argument is like, bro, this is like a whole different paradigm. It's like a whole different universe with their own
Yeah.
physics.
Plus, yeah,
it can be
knows?
whatever they want it to
It's
be.
a galaxy far,
Yeah.
far away.
Yeah.
Maybe physics work different.
yeah,
you know what I
there
mean?
you go. Nice loophole.
Well, that's the whole thing. Like, we don't know their rules there. They have the fucking Force.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally
No,
our.
they have the Schwartz. We have the Schwartz.
But yeah,
That's why nothing ever
That's
works
just an
over
example.
here.
Like I literally cannot go. I have to stop myself, otherwise I will go down the rabbit hole.
We also have to be careful that we don't go full blown into the Star Wars podcast.
Well, that's what I'm stopping I'm cutting myself off. I'm just saying that's what it's like. BJ with his correcting stupid people in general.
Yeah.
Mine just happens to focus in on one subject.
But lately, what I've been doing lately is just trying to get like feedback their energy that they usually give. Like they'll be like, "Oh, look at all the fucking snowflakes," you know. I'll be like, "Shut the fuck up, snowflake."
And you're addicted to other people's misery.
Me?
Yeah.
No,
I'm
other
just gonna
people
say
to
you're
not
addicted
be
to everything.
wrong.
I would just say he's addicted to intellectual domination.
My
Yeah, there we go.
Jesus God.
I'm a dom, but also
So,
with intellect.
My dad had the best answer for like I was watching 2.5 Men with him and I noticed a plot hole and he had the best response. I said, "What do you?" I had like this 5-minute explanation of why this is wrong and why Charlie and something was incorrect, and he goes, "Well, I see your point, but the main point you're trying to make is this is a fucking TV show and it doesn't matter." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you're right." And I was gonna say that to Star Wars, but I know you love Star Wars to the point where it's like, I'm just gonna let him have it.
I would say like
It's a fucking movie.
But that's an argument I can make to people.
Yeah,
who
the
are
people who like
criticizing it.
or like send death threats to the actors and stuff. It's like, yo, it's a fucking movie.
That ain't cool when that poor Asian girl had to come off of Facebook or whatever
Yeah.
because she was getting threats. It's like, oh, that's not
Well,
cool.
have you seen-
Even Daisy really had to leave. But
Yeah,
it's kind of interesting. Me
sad
and
too.
Nate, because we've known each other so long, we have this interesting dynamic when watching movies. He will always, I don't know, I think he does it on purpose. Just
I'm purposely critical.
well, but like I sometimes I feel like you actually want the information because he'll be like, oh, what about this or this? Like there'll be like slight plot holes in movies, and I'll literally just explain them off, and he'll be like, oh, that makes sense. You know what I'm talking about, though,
Yeah.
right? Where we do that all the time, where you're like, but what about this? And I just like have immediately, I'm like, oh,
Well, because I know you
this,
have the
this.
expanded universe knowledge that
Well,
I
no,
don't have.
even for regular movies, we talk about this stuff where you're like, oh, why not this? I remember when we were watching like Avengers, I was like, oh, and I always go like, oh, I'd assume, or like I always say like, I assume this, this, and this, and you're like, oh, yeah.
Questions are also good for sparking conversation.
Well, exactly, but yeah, it's just kind of a cool dynamic because for whatever reason, I always fill in the blanks for movies in my head. Like I take the information given to me, and I immediately fill it in, whatever process in the background of my brain does.
Headcanon.
Well, yeah, whatever process does it for me, then yeah, that's just kind of how our dynamic goes when we're watching movies. It's pretty interesting.
I've been weirdly looking more like the more I watch movies lately. I don't know why. I've been like looking at it more of a what's the word I'm like
Cinematographical.
You're looking at
Cinematographical.
like angle.
Yeah, you're looking
like,
at the shooting.
Yeah,
style.
like how they fucked that up. That shouldn't have done that.
You see it as not a movie, but an actual production.
I see it as art, and I'm
piece of
judging
work.
the art. But
Yeah.
I'm also into the story.
Right.
But it's like I don't know why I've been looking at
Yeah.
weird. But I don't know if you guys watched that video I sent the other day in the group chat of Quentin Tarantino, the round table with Brad Pitt, Quentin Tarantino, everybody from Once Upon a Time.
Brad
I
Pitt.
don't think I did. I'm sorry.
Oh, dude, I didn't even fucking realize
buried in the
that
chat.
Quentin Tarantino was all the scenes where somebody was in a car and driving. He did it from an angle that he said he looked up when his stepdad was driving around L.A. That was the angle that he looked at his
wow.
stepdad at from.
Oh,
it's like,
whoa.
oh my god, this dude is so fucking good at making movies.
Well,
Like shit, you don't even notice that he
Yeah.
thinks about. It's insane.
I remember. I don't know if I was full on.
That's
Now
why only certain people can be directors.
You guys said earlier that you said that my thing with Walmart wasn't really an addiction, but was really a coping mechanism / and then there's something else to it, like just kind of something I enjoy.
I would say it's just a habit it becomes
No.
because it's comfortable.
This is going to sound a little long-winded,
safe
but
space.
I'm definitely looking
Snowflake.
for a response to this.
Sure.
I used to be if something you enjoy isn't like what the definition of an addiction. If you could please just look up the word addiction and put definition for it, and we'll read it after this. Then, if it's something I enjoy, but to the point, but when does it go from the part where I enjoy?
When you don't,
Not done.
Sorry.
Where the part where I enjoy.
Thanks, Google. I didn't fucking know that. I just got to read this real quick, okay? The fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity. Thanks a lot, you fucking weeb, Google. Jesus Christ.
The fact that I can't believe you yelled at Caleb for interrupting people earlier. So I was saying In 2011, I remember exactly the day that I became addicted to movies. So some guy said, hey, you need to look up the movie The Usual Suspects. And I said, well, that doesn't look very good. And he goes, it's on the IMDb. It's like number 23 or some shit. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And I found the list of the top 250 movies, and I've watched all of them. They have since updated it to the point where it's like there's 20 that I haven't seen now, but they're all very deep like Korean films that I'm going to watch eventually. But the reason that well, they're all from like the 50s though.
Oh god.
Yeah, like murder mysteries and shit from the 50s. The reason that I bring this up is because a friend of mine who used to work at Family Video would forgive people's fines, and then he got fired because of that. And he did that because he felt bad that people were just like, I just need one more day. It's like, but you've already had 14 days. Why do you need another day? It's like, I haven't made it to it yet. I haven't made it to the thing. And he said the only reason Family Video's afloat is because of fines, like late fees.
Yeah.
He identified this as a form of escapism, that you are so addicted to the ability to lose yourself in another world for up to an hour and a half to 2 hours to longer. And then when you come out of it, I mean, we've all probably experienced when a film ends and we feel great that we experienced it, but part of us is a little sad that we're gone now.
Plus, like,
especially if
what? Plus, you're like, I can pee now.
Oh
finally.
yeah. Well, I mean, I just pee in front of myself. So
I'll be honest. I think that's part of the big reason why a lot of me and everyone else was bawling at the end of Endgame, because you realized it's the end of a huge era.
that too. Well, we all know it's not done, but it is the end of an arc.
Like, it's like,
yeah.
And like for me, like it's really hard for me to watch. This is just the first thing that comes to mind, like Return of the Jedi. It's really hard for me to watch because like I just get flooded with the whole thing of like, my God, this is like the end of, their whole thing. This was before like the new movies came out. It's like, man, this is the end of their journey. Yeah, it's really hard to watch that sometimes, to finish that movie out, because like, especially the original version with the good song.
You're gonna hate me for this, but I can't watch it and I cry because of how bad their dancing is.
Oh my God.
Just kidding. I love all of them.
It's campy, man. It's part of the greatness of 70s and 80s film.
Just this. I know that's.
Do you actually think you have a movie addiction?
Not anymore, because I haven't really watched anything. But there were times where
it's not preventing him from going to work or doing.
Oh,
things.
right. Yes, but I mean,
it's not preventing him from eating, going. He's not. He'd be watching a movie on his phone right now if he was addicted to it.
Yeah.
Which I don't think.
For the record, I'm not.
I don't think addiction necessarily has to be to that point.
Here, I'll read the definition I brought up.
Yeah,
I've been there,
and then we'll talk.
Addiction is a physiological. I read that so wrong. Addiction is a psychological and physical inability to stop consuming a chemical, drug, activity, or substance, even though it is causing physiological and physical. God, I fucking did it again. Psychological and physical harm.
Yeah.
So it didn't cause any harm except to my wallet, because I used to rent Family Video from all the time, and
psychological harm, like, because the more you do it, the more you fall deeper into it if you're addicted to something. Like, that's what now I can't say it. It's like psychological harm.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I kept wanting to say physiological.
Like, if you like let's say your movie addiction is a real addiction, and you just keep doing it.
Did it ever really?
The more you do it, the more you're gonna keep do. You know what I mean?
So
like, you're gonna keep going.
When
into
you were
the
in
whole...
this stage, did it ever really put you in maybe like financial danger of like not having money for other things because you were renting so many movies or buying movies?
No, not financial.
Not an addiction. Was it making relationships suffer because you kept watching? Okay.
I yelled at somebody because they wouldn't pay attention to certain parts of the movie.
What movie was it?
That's a normal thing, though.
Well, what movie was it?
Yeah. What movie was it?
If it was like a very good movie, it's like, then shut your mouth and pay attention.
Memento.
Yeah. Okay, people need to watch that movie. You need to pay attention.
That's one of those things where it's like, if you're not watching every second, I will be upset. But not anymore. But
well,
like when I was much
that's
younger.
That's just because you've grown as an individual.
Nikki, if you need help, please reach out to me or Caleb.
Oh my God.
Nikki has not seen Memento. By the way, please don't ruin it for her.
I've never seen it.
I've heard it's a good movie.
It's very good.
So, I was gonna compound on top of that. So I back when I was at the height of my nicotine addiction, I think I've said this on the podcast before. I would I'd be broke and I'd go through my couch cushions and my car cushions and everything for change when I had no food and no tobacco, and I would use change to buy tobacco at the gas station instead of food.
So you were financially in trouble because of this.
Because of it and physically,
yeah,
because I would
he's
like
not buying
choose
food.
it over food, because it's like I can be hungry until tomorrow and when I get paid, or tomorrow when I could blah blah. But man, if I fucking go another hour without tobacco, I will die.
So it also probably made your personal relationships suffer, because were you ever like snapping at people and irritable and angry and like you knew it was from the lack of tobacco?
Okay, sometimes, but I mean, that's the thing, is I would do whatever I could to just get more, that it really didn't matter. Not whatever. I wasn't fucking sucking dick for tobacco, but I was like,
Sucking tobacco for dick.
sucking. There we go. I'm just saying, like, I'd never let it get to the point where it was that bad, but it was not a good thing.
Nate, you know me the long, because sometimes it's hard to self-analyze. What would you say? Because I was able to be like, the loot box shit for you is definitely what was been my addiction over the years, or what I'm curious to hear from a different perspective. If you've noticed anything crazy.
The problem is you live with me, and you know where I live.
Oh my God!
If I say something,
We've always known where we lived. I could when we were younger, I could have just walked into your house anytime.
Killed you.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like
That's
when you're
true,
younger,
yeah.
you all have like standing invitations. He'd just come over.
Caleb's addiction is to walking into people's houses.
I live here now. I'm the captain now. Look at
Look
me.
at me.
Look at me.
Look at me.
I gotta.
I am the homeowner now.
You haven't seen that movie?
No,
It's
Captain
pretty-
Price.
it's
Or
okay.
whatever.
Captain Phillips. It's
Phillips.
I saw it on TV once. It's really good.
Sorry.
Captain.
That was not a joke.
Captain
I
Price.
honestly thought it was Captain Price. I'm like, Captain Price?
Captain
Soap McTavish?
So McTavish was the
Soap.
pirate.
Soap. I can't do it.
Black.
I can't do that accent.
Soap.
I'm so hyped. Dude, I'm so hyped for that game.
I think this
All
is
right.
yours.
This is not what we're talking
Yes.
about today.
Yes, it is.
Can
Oh, this is the Call of Duty.
were you-
Nate needs to answer the question.
Yeah,
so
Nate
he's
needs to
looking
answer
at
the
me.
question.
I'm interested to
thinking.
see what the analytical side says.
I don't know.
Bullshit. You do know you're afraid to say it.
Oh shit, you are kind of the I don't know guy.
I was gonna say, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, the thing with while he's thinking about that. You know how you're talking about when something ends, like movies end, you're so absorbed in the world. I think that's why people
themselves after every time?
No. Immediately restart The Office is because that show sucks you in so hard to their world that you want to be part of it still. So
where
just
do you
immediately
restart it?
As soon as it ends, the finale.
Really? You know where I restart it?
Where?
Michael leaves.
Yeah, pretty much a little bit after Michael leaves.
Oh no, some of my favorite stuff is actually like the last season, so I always watch.
So is mine, but some of my least favorite stuff is like in the last 2 seasons.
How about, come on, D'Angelo grabbing the cake?
I hate all my.
That part is, but that's what I'm saying. A little bit after Michael.
I
leaves.
hate-
Like I'll watch the D'Angelo episode.
Like I hate Nellie, but I recognize that I hate her because her character is well done.
That's how I am for Iron Man.
See,
Yeah.
I don't think. I think they really just kind of lacked in the writing department in the last 2 seasons. I don't think she's that well done.
It's different. Maybe not well done, but she's a dislikable character. But she has a nice arc to her because she comes around a little bit.
She does, and I don't think she's I think Andy is the worst character of the last. Like,
Oh
2
yeah,
seasons.
they shift him to
He's
be the piece of garbage.
He basically turns into season 1 and 2 Michael Scott, and it's like,
Oh, yeah.
why did you do this? He was great in the first first couple seasons.
It's just so interesting to watch him just kind of descend into madness after his family gets messed up.
yeah, which
It's an interesting character study because it's like, oh, the sheltered Cornell kid. Yeah, you can't actually handle real life.
Cornell, ever heard of it?
Nate, what is Caleb addicted to?
I could go the easy route and say he's addicted to biting his nails.
Oh, that is so true.
I
But
want to watch a new show.
I'm going to go the other route and say I think you're addicted to keeping yourself busy.
I
Yeah.
don't think nail biting is technically an addiction. Isn't that just a compulsion?
I guess.
Alex,
I wouldn't say
couldn't
it's an
agree
addiction.
more.
Huh?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm responding to a comment.
Oh yeah. Watch a new
Alex,
show.
I couldn't agree more.
Oh, shut up, Seinfeld boy.
Do you know when the last time I watched Seinfeld
Watch
was?
out.
Probably
Shut up.
5
Probably a
fucking minutes ago.
month.
Those,
Shut up.
Those are probably Google
It's like, shut
glasses.
up, mullet boy. No.
Oh,
Shut up,
Seinfeld
Cheeto
had a
boy.
mullet.
am I?
Seinfeld had a mullet.
Am I getting a mullet?
No,
Oh,
no, I just say because Seinfeld had a mullet. But
God.
Mullet boy.
I don't need to watch a new show, Alex, because I watch other shows in addition to The Office. I watch The Office when I go to bed. I don't fucking sit there and view it eating a fucking bowl of popcorn in the middle of the day. That's when I watch real TV shows that I haven't seen before.
Real TV. The Office is my.
Get on my fucking.
The Office is The Office is my background show because I know what's happening.
Exactly. I watched
Yeah.
enough. I just need to listen to it, and I want.
And I know the jokes.
I just want a little stimulation in the background.
I want.
Women say that.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
And men.
So
How I Met Your Mother's that way for me too, though.
Have you ever bit your fingernails to the point where it hurts, or like
all my fingers
blood,
hurt
or-
right now.
Okay, well, is that an addiction then, since it causes self harm?
No, they
No,
don't, they
it'd be
don't hurt.
compulsion.
They don't
Okay.
actually hurt.
Okay, well,
But
I
yes,
just-
all the time because like, yeah, I don't know.
then now let's go. So Nate,
I
have
would-
we
I would
covered
definitely
Nate? So I
call
don't
it
think Nate's
addiction.
talked enough. Nate, do you want to go into details about stuff that you're addicted to, or no? I would like to hear from you.
I think that's astute.
I work a job that doesn't allow me to talk about things, certain things.
What? Oh, what?
But no, Nate.
I mean, obviously, I'm addicted to being a god.
a vape god.
Vape. Dude, I haven't vaped on stream in a long time.
Nate,
That's good.
I just really want to say that is very astute. With the nail biting thing, that's now that I think about it, like, yeah, I'm definitely
I
addicted
saw that
to it.
comment on the wedding video.
Dude, I was like, bro, I bite
I
my
felt
nails.
really bad.
No,
Whose hands are those?
I think it's funny because my hands got ruined by working at Pick and Save. Because I worked in produce the whole time, my hands were fine. I worked 1 week in grocery, and they're like this now, and because I bite my nails, they cannot fix themselves.
Here's another observation, though. Your toenails kind of do the same thing, too, though.
No, my toenails are pretty pristine.
Oh.
Yeah, they're pretty
You want a
pristine.
pro tip? Get a thing of aerosol air or canned air.
Okay.
Spray it on your fingers. It's
Oh
got bitterant.
my
It's
God.
got bitterant in it. And
No.
if you put those in your mouth, you'll be like, oh God, never again.
Yeah, you could put
My mom-
arsenic
dude,
on your fingers.
My mom
and
tried
have
to
the same
break me of it
effect.
when I was younger by putting all sorts of shit on my hands. It did not matter.
I was gonna say at
Was
this
nail
point,
polish
just
one of
keep
the
going.
options?
No.
Finger
this
your own
point-
ass. And then you'll never bite your nails again.
Look at his face.
Oh.
I've never seen you make that face in my existence of knowing you, dude.
Look at the
I'd
Caleb
say at
cam.
this point you're gonna do it either for the rest of your life or eventually
Oh, yeah.
you'll stop. And
I
eventually
do not
you
see
will.
myself stopping.
That's what I thought about.
I would stop if if God or whatever entity that rules over the universe granted me my regular nails back as opposed to these fucking weird wrecked. Well, they're just so wrecked from.
Well,
It's hard to describe, but they're fucking wrecked and they're like fragmented, kind of.
do you know what you should do?
If I had regular nails again, I would absolutely stop biting them.
Do you want me to do your nails for you someday?
No.
Because I'm actually really good at taking care of my nails. Weirdly, I am.
If you took actually a second to actually look at my hands, you'd be like, "Holy shit!
Yeah.
I can't fix these."
No, you can't. I bet you I could. If you let them grow out, and then when the claws form, you file them down.
Guess
and then
what?
Eventually
They
you'll
don't grow. They're not like claws anymore, though. It's hard to you'll see.
The biggest question
Use
is,
the word
do they
claws.
bring you joy? If they don't, you're going to have to cut them off.
Holy shit.
I honestly think I probably need to have my nails
That's too
removed to
brutal.
let them grow back from like
Don't
scratch.
watch that
God.
Asian woman's Netflix
No, that's
show
not true.
about cleaning.
Don't. Have you ever had a nail ripped out?
Does it
No,
bring
but I've
you
seen it
joy?
happen in District
If
9
not-
and it made me want to die.
I've had that happen. I was riding a bike when I was very young with my neighbor, and I rode past his grandpa's car, and somehow I dragged my hand along the car, and it just floop, ripped my nail right out.
Wow.
And it was just
One of the worst.
Okay. Well, I'm lightheaded, so.
there's so much blood.
Have you ever seen that scene in District 9
Yeah.
when he's pulling his
Doesn't
nails out?
bother me.
Really?
Yeah. Somebody said
That shit gets me
that's
real
like,
bad.
Yeah.
I
That
bite
to
my
me
nails so
wasn't
much.
that bad. The part that bothered me the most in District 9, like that bothered me to the point where I like, oh god, it was where he was fighting that military guy for like one of the first times. He shot one of the alien weapons like around the corner, and it hit the guy next to the bad guy, and he exploded into chunks of hamburger. And you
yep.
just see the military guy just go. Like, he was in complete shock that just happened,
Right.
even for him, for all the shit that he saw. He just went, like, his friend just got vaporized, but it was still enough that he had matter left. That bothered me for a while.
Yeah.
As
Disturbing for sure.
as a bootlicker, do you like Neil Blomkamp movies?
Yeah, why?
Hey,
What's
I love those
What
movies.
does that have to do with
They're
bootlicking?
extremely political.
Oh, BJ, unlike you, I can detach politics from my real life and remain okay.
Not everybody can, Mitch.
Oh,
Wolfenstein.
so
Keep the politics out of Wolfenstein.
that's the whole game is based on
I know.
politics.
I'm fucking. There's
God
people.
damn
You know what other movie series is political?
Sorry.
Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah, I was gonna say like that. The whole
Return of the
isn't
Jedi is all about anti-Vietnam. So
Isn't the entire 1, 2, and 3 about the Bush administration? I swore I heard that.
There are very strong parallels between the Emperor when he does the
He's basically-
emergency powers.
Well, he's
thing.
basically calling the United States the empire in all the
Yeah.
movies.
Here we,
essentially.
can I just read this comment? I'm addicted. McKenna Belk says, I'm addicted to picking my skin. Psychological professionals lump addiction and compulsion in the same category because they light up the reward centers of the brain. I also
Sorry.
think
Agreed.
that if you went into somebody and showed them your nails, they're like, we need to. You say that like politics isn't real life. Well,
True.
I'm me. What I said?
Probably.
No.
Oh,
he
I
said.
just I don't fucking care. Politics doesn't exist to me. I can stay out of it. That's my
right.
ability.
your
If you
addiction.
walked into staying out of politics, you could walk into a place today, say, "Look what I do." They'd ask you a couple of questions, and they would send you away with some kind of pill or a subscription, a prescription,
Maybe.
some kind of a pill. It could be even pills or sugar pills, and say you need to pay this amount for this much because we see that as an addiction.
Okay, well,
I bet you that could happen.
A, you just told them they're going to be sugar pills, so it's not going to work. And B, you did the funniest fucking Emperor trying to do Force Lightning thing when you're like, look at these.
Look at these.
Look at what I do.
Was I feminist emperor?
Feminine Emperor.
Feminine emperor.
Feminine emperor.
Feminine Palpatine. Look what I do.
Unlimited power.
Unlimited power. Should we
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it?
You want me to go in raw? Do it.
No.
I'm too weak.
Now that I think about it, though, if the nail biting isn't an addiction,
That's him.
I'm
Fucking-
too weak.
In episode 3.
Why was he Swedish?
Can we hear what Nate has to say? Nate, what were you gonna say about the nail biting thing?
I was gonna say if the nail biting isn't classified
goodness.
as an addiction, maybe
is.
the addiction can be self-grooming.
Oh my goodness. No, it's just the nails.
Can you be addicted?
It's just been
to
a
being
lifelong
addicted?
thing.
Can you be addicted to being clean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude.
It's called a neat freak, isn't it?
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
like
there's some
clean,
people
like,
out there.
Germaphobe.
I wash my hair every day.
Oh,
so
what's his name?
I remember watching that
The
TV
guy
show
on
that had
America's
the
Got
clean
Talent.
freak that would like wash their asshole every fucking 5 times a day or some shit.
That's definitely not mine.
No, this is like
Howie
a one of those,
Tony
It
Shalhoub
was like
wiping
one
his
of
ass.
it's like one of those like one of those reality shows, you know. It's like,
Oh,
Jesus,
like My Strange
dude.
Addiction?
yeah. It was that. It was she'd be like,
There's-
I wash my asshole with a toothbrush like 6 times
Well,
a day. It's
maybe
like, what
There
the
was
fuck?
people that give themselves coffee enemas on there too.
There's
my
that lady who was eating her husband's ashes.
Holy
maybe
fuck.
he wanted him inside her one
Wanted
last
to
time.
be-
Well, there was that woman that was
fuck.
addicted to eating tape, like just peeled off chunks of scotch tape.
worst.
Gasoline.
The worst
couch,
too.
me feel
couch
sick.
cushions.
The worst two I saw were a lady who was addicted to eating mattresses. She's eaten 3.5 mattresses since the age of like 16.
That's a lot.
And I really don't want to make fun of people's addictions, but I'm pretty sure these are fake
Still,
anyway.
that's a show for
they're
a
fake.
reason.
They're fake
Yeah,
anyway.
it's a
so
show.
whatever. But and then
They're
the lady,
not fake, and it's
Okay.
unfortunate.
whatever. But the lady, I know because you watch them do it. But the lady who fucking eats bricks too.
Whoa!
She literally just will like snap off a chunk of a brick and put it in her mouth. Like,
Man, how do you not break your teeth on that shit?
I have like a
God
bad
damn.
tooth that. Long story short, I'm waiting for my insurance to recoup in the new year so I can go get it filled. But that just
But-
hurts thinking about
Wait,
it.
why do you need your insurance recoup?
Because I already used all of it getting cavities filled this year. Like it doesn't. I
Yeah, so
used
your-
all my.
your
your
deductible
soda
sh-
of addiction.
Your deductible should be met, so you should be able to
What are
get
you
it for
talking
free.
about?
Your deductible should already be met, so you should be able to keep going
I
for
think
free.
I think some dental insurance
Oh.
you can only have a certain amount.
Oh yeah,
per
I mean that
year.
makes sense.
That's what I have.
Which makes no sense that dental and vision are not included in normal health insurance. It's so fucking dumb.
I can see vision,
Let's not do this
But
right now.
your eyes are part of your health.
but not.
If you have cataracts or something that could impact your actual
I
well-being.
guess.
You should have brought this up on the political podcast that we had. You weren't there for that one. Just kidding. We'll never have one like that.
Well, it'll be,
Me and Caleb
it'll
are
be
just-
its own show.
Well,
Yeah,
we do
let's
the-
start our own show.
Well, we can do a show
It's
like
called
that.
BJ's
Sundays.
Spit Take. You get 20 seconds to no. Dude, don't worry. When the election comes, we're wearing powdered wigs. When we are gonna fucking do
I'm so
that.
excited for
You
that.
couldn't handle being colonial
Why do
attire.
you think I've been growing my hair out? I just need
Whoa.
to dye it white. And there you
Dude,
go.
you should.
What were you gonna say now that we've like gone like for 40 minutes past what you're gonna say?
Howie Mandel.
Oh, the self grooming.
Oh yeah.
No, Howie
Mandel.
Mandel is the German.
Are we all addicted to video games? All four of us?
No, we're definitely not addicted to them at all.
Are you sure? Because I dream of playing The Witcher, so
I mean, it
But
just
that's
means
not.
you wanna
That's
play it.
again. That's a short-term.
You're not going out of your way to do it.
Yeah. Have you been
Says you.
neglecting your daily life to
my apartment's not that clean, so
whatever? Fucking nobody's perfect. Nobody or Pobody's nerfed. Did you just have a stroke?
Did you just have a stroke, Pam?
That was another office quote, Mitch.
Which you would know if you listen to it in your sleep.
I don't. I have Parks and Rec on when I
Fucking
sleep.
loser. I thought you said Parkinson's.
Where can I watch Community on
Where can I
streaming
have
service?
Parkinson's?
Hulu,
Oh,
I
okay.
believe.
Cool.
I think.
I want to watch that.
So,
I've seen 2 episodes of that. I really want to watch more of it. But I
can
just
you be
haven't
addicted to
gotten around
Netflix?
Yeah.
I mean, that kind
You
of goes
can-
with the media in general.
Yeah, I want to say Netflix specifically, but watching movies.
I mean, what do you
yeah.
think binging shows is? You get I would call that like a mini addiction.
Yeah, like a short-term addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's dopamine.
does anything that produces any amount of like dump of dopamine, is that an addiction?
It has a potential to be. It has potential to become an addiction if you let that get out of control.
But but it's different. So you can be addicted to the dopamine hit of something, but you can also but it's different from being addicted to an actual substance.
You can be addicted to the feeling of the dopamine release, but you can go through many different activities to trigger that.
Yeah, that's true. But it's
But that's
weird.
what's called living life and
I
being
say like
happy.
I don't think you're. I think your body just naturally is addicted to dopamine.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why.
that's true.
That's why you live to do things fun. You
But
know?
you can also be addicted to the specific activity that gets you that dopamine hit, but it's different than being addicted to the chemical because a lot of people, because yes, technically you cannot be chemically addicted to marijuana, but you can still be addicted to the feelings that marijuana gives you.
Denial is the
Like,
first sign of
Trust me,
addiction.
I've met a lot of fucking people who can't go a day without smoking weed.
Oh,
If
dude,
they
I
do,
knew I
they
knew a
break
guy who
down.
had to walk to when he went to get his mail. He had to smoke before he went out there. I drink this shit because I've noticed that if I try to quit it, I am far miserable.
Yeah.
Not more miserable because I'm usually not. I'm very seldom miserable. But if I don't drink this shit, I notice when I'm not, and I notice when it's wearing off. And I have decided that I'm never quitting soda again because I would rather get the beaties and die early and then rather live a day being how I am without this shit. And I have quit to the point where it's been like a couple months and I've come off of it and I've lost weight and I look kind of okay,
happy.
and I wasn't happy off of it. There was not a single day, and people would make comments like, "Dude, you are a cranky bitch."
You know what you should do? Since more than likely you probably are addicted to the caffeine.
More than likely, yeah.
You should drink caffeinated water. So
No.
at least you're cutting out all the other shit.
I don't
but
wanna
you're
cut out
getting
the
your
shit.
caffeine hit.
But I love the flavors. Don't fucking.
So he's probably addicted to the sugar.
He's just addicted
You don't think
to
I
the
love
dentist.
You don't think I love throwing minty tobacco in my mouth every fucking day? I love it. I can't get. Oh my god, I want it so bad right now.
yeah.
But
there you
guess
go.
what?
What?
I don't want fucking stomach cancer.
Well, that's then don't. Yeah, that's fine. But
I'm just trying to
I'm
help you,
choosing
Mitch.
to take this on. I'm choosing.
Yeah, and then in 5 years, when you fucking develop goddamn nose
beaties.
cancer or something, or
Okay.
the beaties,
No
when you
cancer.
get fucking scurvy,
Okay.
you're gonna come to us and be like, guys, I
Well,
got fucking scurvy.
One, I'm not gonna have scurvy because I love fruit.
Say, hey, scurvy comes from lack of vitamin C, not overdose.
B,
of
there's
sugar.
lemons in here, so fuck you.
That's not-
No, there's
Two,
citric
two-
acid.
and 4. You want me to die anyway, so you can take over the fucking show.
I don't need you to
free
die.
free of charge.
I just need all these people to start
Holy
voicing their
fuck.
true opinion that you
Mitch
suck and I
is
rock.
Actually, just addicted to corn. Corn syrup,
Yeah, probably.
high fructose.
I hate that.
Corn
veggie
boy.
Corn.
I like the line in
What the hell?
Good one. Anyway,
Ready Player. Sorry, in Ready
let
Player.
him, let him finish.
In
let him
Ready
have
Player
it.
1, when he's like, "Oh, the corn syrup wars" or some shit like that. It's like, "Oh my god!" Oh no, the corn syrup drought.
Well,
That's what it was.
We think about that and be like, that's fucking crazy and cool, kind of. But do you remember
Can you
back?
imagine not having access to soda?
I'd be gone. I'd be a
Isn't it called like a third world country?
I'd be a. Yeah, you ever see those
They're just
videos?
addicted to cocaine.
There's videos where like missionaries and shit will give kids, little African kids, like cream savers for the first time, and they just start crying because it's the sweetest,
It's so
nicest thing they've ever had.
fucked up.
And then they. Because why? Because they're gonna leave and they're never gonna have it again.
that plus that kid probably
Give them a glimmer of hope.
Yeah, plus that kid they're doing it for a fucking video.
Yeah, like how
Like,
self-serving
this
is
so
that?
fucking, it's so,
okay,
fucked.
why do they
God
give
damn
cream
it.
savers to kids in Africa as a treat, but in China they give the kids cigarettes while they're working?
So to keep them working, I need those iPhones snapped
Why don't
together
they give
because,
them
like-
sugar instead of cigarettes?
Like nicotine suppresses hunger
Yeah.
too, so you can work longer without
Holy
food.
shit.
Yeah.
This is getting dark. So what I was thinking was, if you, as the true capitalist I am, you see the gear. You can probably hear the gears turning in my head.
So what I would slurping of the boots to tongue.
I just hear hammers hitting metal and like gears turning in industry. What?
I just realized that insignia behind you is really close to kind of like the insignia behind Peter Griffin with the really grinds my gears.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
It kind of is.
And you were mentioning that. I looked at it. I'm like, oh my god, it fits.
We really need to fill the space behind you because it's just a gray thing. But anyway,
just eat some more.
Jesus.
Just fill out more area.
I thought that meant you were going to shit really hard onto the surface of the wall.
You'd be like Fisk from Into the Spider-Verse.
So,
Dude,
I'm not the parrot from
what
Scary
I,
Movie 2.
what I would do is I would give the kids candy the first hit and then be like, excuse me, Mr. Missionary, sir. They can speak English. And I'll say, well, why don't you go fetch me that camera over there? And then he brings it, and I said, okay, here's $1. Now you can buy a piece of candy from me. We just taught him capitalism, and now he's working.
Yeah, they know how,
And he never worked.
capitalism works.
He
Mitch.
never worked a day in his life, and he's 4 with a little distended belly, and he's working.
Oh,
They know how capitalism
I'm
works.
so
You know
sorry.
how parents train their children for that? They
Chores?
Chores, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think part of like the being in the home, you should just do them just cause.
Well, I got trained for
You're
slavery
living there,
'cause I didn't
too.
get any fucking money
Yeah.
for it.
Well, like when
you got free room and board.
could you be addicted to being an
I
asshole if
wasn't.
you were a parent?
I didn't choose to be born.
Parents in the crowd listening, if there's any, can you be addicted to being an asshole to your kids? Please respond.
Hey, Dad.
Whoa. My dad watches these on YouTube, and he
Yeah, Mitch's
was,
dad.
No, he was fine. So we're not addicted to video games, you don't think?
No.
No.
None of you think we are?
No.
I think
We're
I
just
am.
addicted
No,
to
no.
mass murders because of the video games.
Yeah.
How much? How okay?
That was last week. You
How many
should have
hours?
been here.
How
Last-
last show 2 days ago? How how many hours a week do you play video games? Would you estimate?
Okay, because I can actually pin this down pretty well. I come home around 7:30, shower, so I'm about back. I'm on the Xbox at like 7:45, playing till 9:45 if I want to round it. Bed till 5, which is when I come here or go to Nikki's. So,
Not addicted. Okay.
but it's only if I had more time, I would be on the Xbox.
That's fine. That's,
If I had more time,
that's the
I'd
way
be
you
fucking
choose to
doing a lot of
socially
things.
interact. Or it's just what you choose to do with your free time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people read, some people watch TV.
So if I started canceling podcasts to play it, then
Correct.
it would be.
Or calling
That's an
into
addiction.
work. Or
I have to complete this level. I have to finish this game. I have to get this achievement. That's an addiction.
I did finish the. I did finish it on Blood and Wine. Or no, I did finish Witcher on Blood and Broken Bones. I play on Death March now, and only 1% of people who've played the game have it. So wish me luck.
Nice.
yeah, I've been addicted to video games.
I'd say,
I
like,
mean, yeah.
How much do you play a week?
Lately I've not really been. I've barely been playing.
Yeah, not addicted.
Do you think
how
that
much do you
we-
play? Like a couple
Sorry.
hours a day at the most?
Shut the fuck up,
Like
Mitch.
an hour
I would
average on weekdays.
You're addicted to YouTube, not fucking video games. And you're not even addicted to YouTube. You just watch it that's your content. Like
Yeah.
that's just what you watch.
My Facebook addiction.
That's how I get my
horror games.
socialization.
Yeah. That's how you keep up with the news and stuff too.
Did you say my strange addiction is orgasms?
I probably play the most out of anybody here during the week.
I said
Because on the weekends I literally will play for like 12 hours a day, if not longer, because I need to catch up on shit that I can't do during the week.
I just can't do that now as an adult. I can't play the same game for hours on end.
I guess like it just becomes easier because the games that I play have set goals that I'm going towards, so it's easy to just like try and go towards those.
I think the biggest problem is I just have too many games that in my mind I feel
Oh,
like,
right.
wow, I'm not utilizing this time to play games I bought and haven't played yet.
And that's why you want to spread it out.
And that's why I can't just play the same game that I've already finished.
That's why I only buy like 3 or 4 games a year now.
That's a good tactic.
The 3 games that I buy, well, I count Destiny as one because that's just like whatever new expansion comes out. I buy that. I buy the new Madden. I always buy the new Call of Duty because I know those 3 games will pretty much always satisfy what's going on. And then I have like my plethora of RPGs that I've acquired over the years that I can play whenever I
Your
want.
single players. And
Can I please state that
Is
it's
it on
not,
record?
No, this is not. You should not mute the mics, but it's not going to be bad. It's just going to be off topic, and as
fine.
soon as I finish, you guys can say yes, Queen, because I know you're going to.
Yacht Queen.
Because you're going to, and then we can go on because I have more. As soon as Call of Duty comes out, we should do a live stream of us playing it in full camo and ghillie suits.
Absolutely.
With fake guns and shit.
Yes, Queen.
We're gonna
Why are we
wear
not
the
gonna go
fucking
play
face
paintball?
paint and shit. What?
Paintball.
Look what I do.
Look what I do.
Paintball? You want to paintball?
We should go paintballing.
Yeah, who's gonna be
Fun.
brave enough
Like
to
the
live
week
stream
before-
that
the
with
week
their
before Call of
all of a
Duty
sudden
comes
just
out.
Get some.
you just take a
GoPros.
fucking.
Just get some GoPros. Yeah, put them in the
They're
case.
so expensive.
They're like $200 a
Fine.
Once you have them, you can use them for everything. You can even use it as like a top.
If we don't break it, if we don't break them.
Well, don't
when
shoot
you
the
do
camera.
when you
Let's
do
get a
the
drone.
well, no, when you get the action shots like that, they're in the plastic
Girl,
cases.
drone shot.
You
I
can
almost said
take
a
fucking
way worse
GoPros
word.
underwater.
That's true, but I almost said a way worse word.
You can take
Girl,
animals underwater
we-
until they stop moving.
Okay.
What's up? I'm Dave from Atlanta.
Are you addicted
You know
to
dogs
Tinder?
can't hold their breath.
Addicted to Tinder?
Yeah. Are you sure?
Why would I be?
You're addicted to memes.
What?
No.
Thank me.
I think
I'm addicted to
I think
Reddit.
no. I think with him and the memes, he gets the thing with memes is that they convey thought onto an image and with words and picture better than we can ourselves. Somebody else did it, and that's why people share them. And with you and how you post one every 6 minutes, that I think it's a mixture of self-expression versus the dopamine when you get the reaction from it. Whether it's positive or negative, and I think you feed off the negative.
As far as memes go, I literally give no fuck about reactions. I will look at my notifications and somebody if somebody comments, I'll see what they comment if I need to respond to it. Like I don't give a fuck how many reactions I get to a meme.
Then how come you brag about how all the time you're like, hey, I got like 250 reactions on that one thread or whatever?
No, because that's a post I made. That was my own thought. Is when I'm like, dude, I fucking posted this thing on this thing and I got this many blah blah. That's because I did that. That was me. Fuck you.
You didn't make the memes you share.
Yeah, I didn't make those. I don't give a fuck. I just want other people to see what I think is funny.
So yeah, you just want to express who you are without actually.
I want to bring joy to others, Mitch.
Yeah, well,
Try
you
it
don't.
sometime.
Oh my god. He does share memes.
I think out of it, barely. I have noticed that.
You need to become the Harambe man again.
No, I'm so glad that's fucking
Yeah,
done.
go from Cheeto Boy to Harambe Man.
That whole era of the Harambe thing was a total accident. That I actually found the day where I called that guy out because it was pissing me off. He was a huge Harambe protest kind of guy. He was like, "This is bullshit. Why the fuck do humans kill gorillas?" Blah blah blah.
Okay.
And he decided to start. I posted every Harambe meme I could with him tagged instead of posting it on his wall, which is where I fucked up because everyone thought that I was posting the Harambe shit. Then, now to this day, if a Harambe meme is brought up, I get tagged in it. The day of the anniversary of his death, I got probably 20.
It's
20
so good
tags.
though. You should have leveraged that.
See, I think you're addicted to leveraging things for money because you're like, you even said earlier,
how's that for
You're the one
money?
who's all about capitalism. I'm the ultimate fucking capitalist.
You even said earlier, you're like, oh, I need to figure out how to monetize. I need to figure out how to make Destiny make money for me.
Yeah, because we live in a shitty America where you gotta fucking
You gotta
find
think
new
of
ways
a way
to make
to-
money.
Exactly.
I'm not saying it as a negative. I'm saying it as like that's who you are. I'm addicted to this.
Addicted to finding an opportunity for
Yeah,
growth.
you are addicted to finding an opportunity.
I'm a dig.
Now
It's
you
not
need
a bad
to.
thing.
Now no, it's not. Addiction doesn't have to be a bad thing.
God.
Oh, well.
Addiction.
Let's just
you're,
go completely
I-
against the
definition of
definition.
I'm addicted to screaming.
Should join a metal band.
There, I just made $20.
You can tell when Mitch is fully engrossed in the podcast because he finally takes his sunglasses off.
Oh, I just was sick
dare
of
you.
looking at people and not having them know I'm looking at them. So now I can make.
I wouldn't say I'm addicted to doing shit when I'm just trying to point out opportunities that were missed.
Wrong. You're addicted to money.
Nothing
Because
wrong.
that doesn't harm him.
I'm fine with that.
I mean,
I'm definitely not addicted to money because I worked at a job that paid me way less than I could have been making for a lot of years because it allowed me to do things I wanted to do, like play music.
like smoke weed.
Like play music.
Oh,
Smoke
okay.
weed every day.
Would you say? Is anyone here addicted to weed?
No. Fuck no. I don't really smoke weed. I haven't smoked weed in a long time.
I like how everyone
I
just.
mean, I like it, but it's.
Okay.
I'm not.
Whoa!
I don't
whoa!
need it.
Whoa!
I think-
Okay, that's an
technically, I think
illegal
we should-
substance.
I
You
think
shouldn't
we
have even
should-
fucking said
I
that.
think
on
we
the
It's
show.
only
should-
illegal to own.
I think we should legalize
No.
it and tax the shit out of
It's
it
illegal.
everywhere.
Possessed.
Do we? So you know people who are addicted to weed though?
Yeah. Addicted to the not like again not
Or
the
like-
chemical,
like
but
the
they
feeling.
have to get fucking high every day,
Yeah.
and it's like Stop.
Well, I'm sure that like it's the same as this. If I stop drinking this shit, I'm miserable. If you stop smoking weed and you come down from it and then you can't go back up, yeah, it would probably be pretty shitty. It's like if Walmart closed, I don't know what I would do. I'd just start crying.
Please close Walmart.
Please, no.
You would just start going to Target.
No, it's not open as long, and it's not open at 24 hours.
That's true.
If I need to go
No,
there at
you'd
4
start
in the
going
morning,
to Festival.
You'd go to Quick Trip instead.
I always for
Hey, dude, go hang out at Quick Trip.
is
fuck.
a little more expensive than Walmart, like barely.
Yeah, but
That's
it's
why.
worth it.
How dare you? I'm getting you kicked off of that enthusiast page.
Go ahead. I have here. I was gonna say this earlier. I'm migrating away from Facebook. Honestly, the only reason I have it is to communicate with this
Same.
and to message people. And you can have the Messenger app. That's what Shane does. And his life, he says, is improved dramatically.
Oh, it really.
Now you can say whatever you want about him because he doesn't watch these. So
He's
Go
a
ahead.
fuck. No, because a couple months ago I deleted it for like 2 weeks and it was fucking amazing. But it's
Yeah.
like, A, I miss the memes, and B, it's like it's communication. But like I've been wanting to do it again. Like I'm like, man, I really could just fucking delete Facebook. But with all this shit we're doing, I can't really not have Facebook.
I feel like if you wanted to, you could just leave the app on there and then just log off. That way you don't get notifications, but it's there in case you want to be like, oh, let's see what's up.
See, but that's the part I have to deactivate. I have to go. There has to be a lengthy process, which reactivation is, for me to stay away from it. Otherwise, it's like I can just fucking type my password in and I'm back in. Like that's not good enough.
Is there any application that any of us are addicted to, like just on their phones? Because like it's not phone addiction anymore; it's application addiction, or it's an all-encompassing thing.
I don't think so.
You said you have 2 games, 2 different versions of the same game that you have to open loot boxes in.
I
It's not like loot boxes.
It's like it's a
Or whatever-
card game,
whatever it's called.
So you open packs and stuff essentially. But I have 2 versions, so I can use the free, like whenever they do giveaways, like during celebrations, then I can get the feeling of opening something and getting new stuff in the game. I can get that satisfaction of getting new stuff in the game without having to spend any money. If I only had one version of the game, the amount that you can get is limited, and you only get like 1 try every time, and so it feels bad when you don't get anything.
It feels bad. It feels bad, man.
I just want to point this out. I haven't checked it in a while, so I don't know for sure. But the loot boxes reminded me that if you ever want to get the game Fallout Shelter for Windows,
No.
you can just download a cheat thing that'll give you as many fucking lunchboxes as you want.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
God.
It'll give you literally anything.
I was so
That's
bad
awesome.
at that game that I couldn't play it. I was so bad at it. Yes, I was. It was embarrassingly
How are
bad.
you
Like there were
bad at a free-to-play
exactly.
game?
There were girls at college. When I went to Marine Park, that would play it, and they'd be like, "Oh," and they would show me their cubes or whatever, all their cubicles of shelters and shit, and you're just massive, and I'm just like, I don't play it anymore because I'm bad. They're like, what? What was that? It's like a guy that's worse at video games than a girl. I'm like,
When the
it
fuck
was
did you go to
so
college?
bad, huh?
When did you-
2014 to 2016.
Oh damn. Okay.
I have 2 degrees. I like to mention that.
Oh no, you fucking like to hover that above everyone's head.
I don't use them, bitch. It's not a.
Oh yeah, you use them in conversation.
I'm addicted to making you feel bad.
Yeah, it doesn't make me feel bad because I didn't waste $20,000.
You have student loans though, didn't you? Don't you?
Yeah, but they're paid off.
Oh, they are. Oh, I thought you defaulted on them.
Yeah, then I paid them off.
Oh, I don't
just
know how
got-
that works. Because I'm a good citizen of the earth. But you don't know, dude. You're like one of the worst people I know.
I know. I'm
At
fucking
least.
garbage man.
Like you,
Not literally though. They make money.
I'm the trash man.
I'm the trash man.
Take out your
Jinx,
junk.
you can't poop.
So we.
I'm the sad.
Finish your thought. Keep telling me.
Man.
I'm not. I don't think you're bad. I'm addicted to making BJ feel as bad as he made me feel when I first met him.
There is nothing you could ever say that makes me feel bad about myself more than I make myself feel bad about myself.
Why are millennials addicted to like self-deprecating and like why is that? What's this new trend on the rise?
Because we live in a shitty world that's unhelpable.
Well, it's like
Then why is everyone else happy?
It's like that post I saw
Except
the other day.
us.
That's
no one is happy.
I'm,
no one's
I'm
happy.
actually very happy.
We saw
No one is happy. They just have better ways of hiding it.
we saw 3,000
No,
people
I'll-
die on live TV in 2001, and nothing's gotten better since.
Can
then.
I want to state for the record,
Just
I'm
a
very
doubt.
happy.
well,
Like I'm.
well, yeah, I'm also a very happy person,
very
but
happy.
like
It's kind of frustrating when you just said that you think no one's happy because like if that's your world, which I'm not saying it is, if that's who you are and you just kind of project that and say like that's how everybody is, it's not true. Like I'm happy, man. Like for you to say that is not insulting, but it's like it's frustrating. Yeah, like just because you aren't
don't seem happy.
Right now, I'm not.
In general.
See,
No.
you don't project like happiness in general. Like you have spurts where you're like, yeah, it's cool, but then you have this look on your face like you have right now.
That's well, like
Well, also, everyone's
I'm saying in
definition
general.
of happy is different, though.
Right.
Being financially stable, people are happy. People being socially accepted is their definition of happy. Like, everyone has
say-
some aspect about them that they're
So-
not happy about.
I'd say
Okay.
most people are unhappy. I'd say a large majority of people are unhappy. In
But-
like,
but I would
overall.
say not. Well, I would say with something that's going on, maybe not. Normally, because like you see people like all the time, they're like, oh, he looked like he's having a great time, and then he fucking killed himself.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people are very good at hiding it, and there's not a lot in the world to be happy about these days.
there isn't.
No.
Why? What are you fucking
There's
not
plenty of
happy
things.
about?
There's plenty of
BJ?
things that are
For our
quote unquote
age
to be happy
bracket
about, but it's all
specifically.
surface level shit.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's all short term.
The world's
surface
kind
level.
of in a fucking.
When you think deeper about stuff, it's like it's kind of shitty. The
Yeah.
situation, just like humanity's in at the point right now, just not a great place. Like, not saying there's been a lot of better times in the past, but like we should be moving on and moving further as our knowledge of things increase.
Yeah, our species is stagnating.
I think that millennials. What were you saying? Why does everyone self-deprecate? I think everyone's just really frustrated.
and we're all
in
realistic.
general.
I think everybody's really realistic about their place
Well, I
in the
wouldn't
world.
say everything. I wouldn't say everybody, but like
No, I mean
a lot of people that we
Okay,
see
you know
are
what I mean.
the people that are more vocal. Yeah, I mean like, and a lot of it, the self-deprecation is just a form of humor that this generation's developed for whatever reason. I think.
It's
I don't know what it
another
came from,
meme.
but I think it's just a form of humor.
I think it's also a coping mechanism for
Well,
how
yeah.
shitty the world can be.
Well, right.
It just makes life easier. But I'm not a psychologist, so I don't know.
Yeah, I would say I guess a coping mechanism, sure. Self-deprecation, self-deprecation also can come from you want other people to tell you that you are good, so you say I'm shitty. No, you're fine, or no, you're so fun.
You're so fun. Oh yeah, I'm having a great time with
Maybe
you.
that's part of it. Maybe everything nowadays is so
You know what I mean?
disingenuine.
Well, you second guess everything look at the way the dating world works, where you have to meet people on, you don't go out to meet people, you have to meet people online, you parse through all the different things. What's your problem? I will shut you down right now. No, I'm just kidding. I will turn this car around.
You just had to look at me when you mentioned online dating. I know, I'm just fucking with you. I did meet my girlfriend online, and yeah, you're right. Keep going, please.
No, it is. Yeah, I
I
agree
lost my
with
train
you.
of thought.
No,
I'm sorry, my
it's-
fist
I'm done. I'm
interrupted.
muting my mic.
Yeah, you fucked it all up.
I didn't do that out of anger. I did that because I wanted to make a joke about how I met my girl online.
No, I
and,
knew as soon as I said it, I'm like, God, I hope he doesn't react.
No,
And then he did. I'm like,
well, not
I'm done.
it wasn't out of anger. I'm sorry. By the way, your comment about my face, it wasn't accurate. It was I can't help how I look because
I
I
know.
know my eyes kind of I have
and
dark
that's-
eyes.
I'm saying that was the reason why we would say that you don't seem happy all the time. It's just because you look like this. So what if you don't look happy?
How are we supposed to
Yeah.
know if you
that's
don't
why.
clap your hands
That's
enough?
why you're when you're oh, I'm happy all the time. We were just kind of
If you're happy and
That's why we were kind of okay, I guess whatever you say. It's not like we don't believe you, but it's just well, whatever.
It was
I'm not
just
gonna argue with you about it. If
No,
you feel
it's-
happy, you feel happy.
it's just it bothers me that the way Nate was kind of saying it's no one's happy. It's that's not true, and maybe I might be the only one
Well, I would-
that's
I mean, at surface level, like I said, surface level, sure, there's ways to be happy, but if you everyone sat down on a a psychologist couch, we'd probably find out that
Most people.
there's issues that are going on that could be rectified different ways.
sure. Everyone has a way can self-improve.
Right. That could make themselves actually, because people lie to themselves all the time about stuff. I love my job.
People
what
also
I mean?
have a very difficult time with acknowledging that everyone
That they're
has the
unhappy.
potential to be as miserable as people feel that they are. Mm-hmm. And they just see everyone else and be like, why is everyone else so happy and I'm stuck in this situation? And that statement
Right.
is more of a response to those people to be like, everyone is feeling shitty about something. Some people are just better at hiding it than you are.
It's all,
That might be one of the biggest causes. God, we should have made like a happiness podcast. I mean, we can and restate all this, but I think one of the biggest things contributing to the unhappiness of our generation is social media, but specifically the Instagram posts of every fucking other day. Someone we know is on a boat somewhere with chicks in bikinis and dudes in nothing, and just the hottest people, the best water, the best background. Like, they're living literally their best life.
Or at least they could be living on the surface.
They're showing that they are.
But you're right, and it could be surface. But that's all you need. If you're just scrolling, I guarantee you, I open Instagram, and out of the first 10 pictures I see, I guarantee you at least half, 50%, would be people living their best life, whether that's people who have earned it or people who just kind of fell into it, or friends of ours who are just somehow got some money and now they're doing shit like that.
I feel like that's very construed, though, because most people don't post on social media unless they have something worthy of sharing.
Absolutely.
People don't share that they're normal, just, I'm sitting on the couch.
Right.
Whatever.
No one, the same people who post living my best life on the boat, they're not posting themselves smoking the fucking 3 cigarettes before they walk into their job.
Instagram reality.
They're like, there is no reality to these platforms.
The reason they're doing that, a lot of them, and I'm not fucking rich, so I don't know for sure, but I guess a lot of that has to do with they have to project themselves that way online because that's the only way they can feel anything good about themselves.
Or they have brand
they need to feel
it's self-validation, yeah.
I think, sorry, go on.
I was just going to say because, like, I don't know how to explain what I'm going to say, so never mind.
Try.
Yeah, come on. Let's go. Let's
like,
go, boy.
If you are so, because I do agree with Nate that at the deepest level, most of humanity is probably fucking miserable. So these people have to take their surface level happiness and project it out to the world so they don't have to examine themselves any deeper. They only want to be at that surface level. So they'll say, look at me, I'm on a fucking boat with these hot-ass honeys. Look at me, they're all in bikinis, they're going to fuck me after this picture. And then everybody's going to be like, oh my God, I'm so jealous of your life. And they're like, fuck yeah, you are. Nothing's wrong with me. I'm awesome. But meanwhile, deep down, they fucking probably are $200,000 in debt from buying that boat and have no actual income, and their dad's credit card is going to fucking bank.
That's another reason. Actually, I didn't even think about this. How like our generation's self-deprecation is definitely because we're sad because we have crushing like student loan debt,
Obstacles.
Medical debt.
Yeah, like we're just crushed under this whole like blanket of like just literally inflation not being caught up with general money.
Wage stagnation.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Like it sucks, and that's why it's a lot more dour, like society in general, just to look at, and that our generation just kind of sees it, because we experienced the nostalgia of not having social media. We know what it was like, but now we can't leave it.
I feel like it's because we're the first generation that is able to see everyone's life.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like we're
so
the first
generation. Everyone that's having a good time.
We're the first generation
comparing ourselves.
Exactly.
We're the first generation to experience calling your friends to hang out, having a small tight-knit group, and now you're like 10 years later, 20 years, and 15 years later, you're exploded into this world where everyone's at your fingertips all the time. You have to worry about everything that's being posted online that it could come back at some point, or it's a totally different paradigm, that we live in. And we've seen the rise and fall of a phenomenon of internet piracy, where we were right in that, we experienced this thing where we could have access to all these things, and now it's shifted to the point where you cannot do it anymore. You'll fucking go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be crushed by lawsuits type thing. You can get around it now, but man, back in the day, it was literally the Wild West.
We would just pay off with your computer instead.
We've experienced. What do you mean? We've experienced all these different incredible things, and now, as we're getting older, the reality of all the progress of all this stuff. It's cool growing up, but now you just see how, man, it's just so crushing. The world we go into,
I also think part of the self-deprecation and just overall nature of our generation is that I think we're probably the most empathetic generation that's ever existed. And so I think self-deprecating humor like is a good way to complain about your situation, but also realize that like
Other people
I'm gonna
have it
make
just as bad.
Yeah,
Yep.
other people
That's
have it
a really
worse,
good
so I'm gonna
point.
make a joke about it, so I don't seem like a piece of shit. It's like, haha, I'm fucking stupid and I hate my life, but like I'm joking because I know that it could be worse, and I don't want to seem like you know what I mean.
You're like I'm with you. I'm with all the other people who feel the same way, brother.
Yeah.
Like that type of
Solidarity.
Feeling. Yeah, solidarity, bro.
Depression Club.
That's one of the best. I really like that that take.
Reboot of Breakfast Club, the Depression Club. But yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. It's like fucking that going back to that. It's like, I mean, if you fucking get diagnosed with diabetes, you have to pay $1,200 a month for insulin if you have insurance. Like what? How can people be happy with that?
Or just die.
Or you just die.
Yeah, like well.
Or
like,
move to Canada.
Okay. Let's not get crazy here. But like
yes, universal health care has
Anyway.
pluses, but you'll just be put on a waiting list for a year and probably still die.
Even then, like, it's delivered to your house.
Canada has
Amazing.
problems. We all.
That's for more serious stuff. Sometimes I don't have.
Yeah, every area has problems. I mean, you can't like no place, even
There are no utopias. There's no right answers.
even Norway isn't perfect. As beautiful and amazing as their socialist programs are, they're not fucking perfect either. But it's like everybody knows that the world's kind of, no matter how good you have it right now, for most of us, there's some shitty people out there who don't. You still look out and go like, man, fuck, it sucks for a lot of people.
Hence why
And,
addiction
like, look-
is still a thing.
Yeah.
That's why it's
To
so
cope
strong.
with all of this.
look at like, man, I don't know. I say look at like when the housing market got destroyed in like the 2000s.
Thanks for
That was all because people were greedy. Like they're like, well, I'm just gonna. I don't care what I'm doing is immoral or wrong or anything.
Wasn't that still the generation that could just walk into any building and
Gen
get
X.
anything?
Give me
they
money,
want?
and they go, okay, here.
It's just the Gen X. You know, it's the people, the children of the baby boomers, because the baby boomers gave them a lot of, you know.
All the people that
They experienced
had
all the
privilege,
the
from
cheap
birth.
college and shit, and then
Yeah.
they.
Oh, I love that argument. When I was your age, I could just work a job and pay for college, no loans needed. It's like that's because it costs.
Like, I can barely work
fucking
a job and pay my rent
$2,000.
now. You fucks.
Yeah.
I was watching a commercial on TV only just yesterday, and they're talking about if you want to make sure to save money to send your kids to college. I'm like, whose parents give them money for college?
Right?
Is that a thing?
The boomers did
Oh,
that
it's
shit.
real.
Like,
Who pays for their kids' college?
Rich
man?
people.
yeah, let's say the shrinking middle class.
I don't even know. Is like, man, me and my brother are talking about this because we've been talking a lot about like pay and what's fair for pay and stuff for certain things. But like, I was like, man, can you imagine? There's people out there who make $100 an hour. Like, can you fucking imagine what that must feel like? Like to get a check at the end of the week, you made $100 an hour for 40 hours. Like,
Like
that
you just,
blows
like,
my
you just have
mind.
like a $4,000 check.
yeah,
just
like I can't even imagine, like to be able to pay my bills with like a full quarter of my paycheck.
those are the
month.
people who live in
Yeah.
the $250,000
Yeah,
house.
That's the
it's
entire
relative. It's like when they get that check and cash it, it's probably the same feeling that we have when we're like,
But not
this check's nice,
I would
but it's
say
not what I need.
I would say not quite as much because the difference between them and us is they're putting half the check into a savings account and
Yeah.
going, I never will have, my retirement is guaranteed
Yeah.
and my kids' college is guaranteed.
Yeah.
Do you
Whereas
think,
we're going paycheck to paycheck going, man, if only I could start saving a little bit, I could pay
Right.
off my fucking
Plus,
car.
their house costs more, but their food doesn't cost more than mine. Their gas doesn't cost more than mine.
Right.
their
you
other
know, nothing else
lifestyle
does.
might contribute
well,
to like
You
other
have to pay
that's-
less taxes.
if you're gonna,
bills.
well, I'm saying if you would argue the lifestyle thing, that's their choice then to be.
But that's what I'm saying. They can afford to have that, like to be able to be like, I'm gonna buy a boat. It's like, what is that even like? Like I don't know. Like it's fucking insane to me that somebody can just be like, yeah, we're gonna go buy a $20,000 boat or something.
That's
or
the
whatever.
American dream, man. Gotta go to
That's
college.
fucking hard.
Go to
It's,
college,
like,
get a good job.
impossible.
Too bad all the good paying jobs are taken up by people who.
Don't deserve them. I deserve them.
BoJack might not be the best description for it, but it's a really good look into. Even though if you have not have to worry about money at all, you can still be completely unhappy with having everything provided.
No,
for you.
yeah, and I'm not
Money
saying
doesn't
they-
solve everything.
Yeah,
It
I'm not
doesn't
saying
fill
they
the
have
holes
happiness.
that you're still having problems with.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like it's one of those things where it's like I can't even imagine what it must be like to be that. It's really hard to put yourself or to imagine yourself in things you have no experience with. That's like people who don't have addictions. we're bringing it back around, or like mental disorders or whatever, like, oh, just meditate twice a day and clear your mind completely for 15 minutes. It's like, yeah, but if you have a mental disorder, you can't clear your mind for 15 minutes. That's not possible. Like, you just don't understand because you've never been there.
I think doing something though is better than nothing. So like, fuck it, I can't do anything. But like,
You're not
try
wrong.
it. Try it,
Definitely not wrong. I made that argument. We were talking about it like a couple of months ago. Like sometimes you just gotta try. You got to do your best to try and dig yourself out.
But try to go buy that boat.
Try to get yourself into a better position.
That's why I'm being really quiet on this, because like I don't think my opinion on this is even worth putting out there anymore.
Why not?
Because I don't see it the way you guys do. I don't see like eye to eye with any of this. I mean, I do. I'll say 50%, but like I have bills just like all you guys. Like it's not like just because I have the best apartment out of everybody here doesn't mean that I can't, also feel sad sometimes when I'm waiting for the fucking joke here.
Well, I'm just trying to let you finish your thought.
Oh, sorry. Okay, all right.
Okay,
I don't
piece
have
of fucking shit.
I don't have the best apartment. I mean, I'm sure
You definitely have the best living space of anybody here.
Thank you. Also, it costs a lot.
I would say
I would say
not. How much do you have in your savings account?
Because
I think I win that one.
Do you really want me to answer?
No, I don't want you to answer that. But like, I'm saying it's kind of relative. Like, do you like? Is it worth living like that if you are living literally paycheck to paycheck because of it?
No.
I'm saying that's my thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
no,
I don't know. Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
Because I'll be very open with you guys. To answer your question, because I will answer it. Yeah. You asked me what kind of savings do you have?
I know the answer because I've talked to you about it before.
Yeah, it's called what savings?
I know, and I don't mean to be like weird about it. I'm
no,
saying
you're good.
Like there's,
I am choosing to reply to that because not just because you asked, but just because like I would like to contribute to the conversation. You said that what's your savings like because of a place that I live. I said none because I don't have a savings. Now that being said, I live in this place from a certain situation which I won't go into. However, I did have the chance to get out and I chose not to. The reason for that was because a lot of my friends would not come to visit me because I live so far away. However, when I met you and you came over there once a week for free, you proved to me that like, okay, people will still come hang out with me.
Yeah.
Not the people I wanted to, but now the people that I've met.
Damn, bro.
I'm getting to that.
I know. I'm just fucking
not the people I wanted to at the time.
I'm a piece of shit.
At the time. And now you do, or you did, and then you still would. Because it's really, one, it's not that fucking far.
Oh.
And two, you're actually a good friend. And I'm really glad that we've met and like became close over these past couple of months. And same with you guys. Like you guys have both come to my place many times. And
afterthought club over here.
We would.
Hey, I was the first one.
I'm making
I deserve
point.
this. No.
I promise. I'm making my point.
Before you.
I deserve this. I'm sorry, Mitch.
I wanted to say that like I don't subscribe to the way that you guys were talking not because I'm in a better situation, because I'm really not. I have a ton of student loan debt, which I pay every month. I have a decent car payment every month. I also have somewhat expensive car insurance. This isn't a brag. This is just a statement of my financials because I'm willing to talk about this.
Right.
I have
my yacht.
I have a decent amount of bills, probably more bills than you'd think. I really do. And it's basic needs. I have no extracurricular bills, really. I have a reliable car, a decent living space, which I could be paying less for had I moved back, and I do plan to in the winter. And I still disagree with this whole arrangement is shit. I choose to think that I feel like since so many people think that this whole situation with our economy, with our mental health, all this shit going on is just terrible, but I choose to see it differently. I love my life. Even before I met Nikki, I absolutely loved I tell you guys I don't sleep because I'm excited to live.
Well, right.
And I wake up in the morning, I'm like, holy shit, it's all here. And I fly out of bed and I do things. And maybe that's only setting on my Xbox for like 5 hours before I actually make it out the door. And that's fine. Because I am excited to live and if something's pissing me off, like Facebook or something, I have learned to close it out and get away from it. it's going to what Alex says. Money doesn't buy happiness, but does buy peace of mind. Imagine not having to worry about money. There was a time that I really didn't worry about money. I didn't. Not gonna say this. The studio made me worry about it, but
It brings me to focus
I've
more,
definitely
maybe.
focused in on it more.
Yeah.
I am happy, like genuinely happy. Would I like to buy that yacht? Yeah. Would I like to buy more video games and buy more cool, fun shit and go off somewhere? Yes. But truthfully, truly, I am not upset. And the reason I kept out of that situation was because I realized I was trying to, like, say, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. Why can't you guys be happy? Because you guys weren't saying that to me. You guys weren't saying, why can't you be sad like everybody else?
Be fucking miserable.
Be
God.
miserable. Be unhappy.
No.
And you guys weren't. And I realized I was in the wrong. I was not correct, and I was not being a good person by saying all that shit. So I was kind of sitting here to myself, calming down, realizing, like, instead of calling you guys fucking pussy snowflakes, which is not how I think. I really don't anymore. I'm trying to be more empathetic and work on that. I really am. And to be honest with you, Nikki, if she's watching, if she's not, it's fine. Nikki's teaching me a lot about how to be more empathetic. She's not even doing it, like, on purpose. She's just kind of, like, through her, I'm learning better.
I would feel like because you want to be a better person because you like her.
Yes.
Like you want to be a better person
Yes.
for her.
This is like Star Trek Voyager. You're 7 of 9, and she's trying to teach you to be like a human again.
Well, if that's, I mean, yeah, to be empathetic is to be human, and I'm realizing that. As I was raised by two people who were fairly
Humans to
tough,
your knowledge.
fairly tough, and like baby boomers for sure, with that train of thought, like, get your ass in gear, pull up your fucking bootstraps, and let's go, which is like good in some respects, but also to have the empathy and the sympathy towards others who don't necessarily have that strong of a will, but who are just having a little bit of tougher times. So that's kind of why I was staying quiet, because I didn't want to, like, I'm just working on not being that guy anymore.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And I don't want us to come off like, and it's like not like we're sitting here miserable. Like we enjoy things in our life. You know, like we all have things that we enjoy doing. We're just gonna say, like, people when we say people in general are miserable, it's just because, like, there's that underlying, like, we all know we're not gonna have Social Security like all the generations before us, because they are literally in their greed eating it all up in their horrible policy decisions, and like just all of the small things like that have built up. We can, because of the technology that has come up, that they didn't realize when they were developing it, this was going to cause this factor of all the young people coming up with it know how to use it better than them, and we have better access of information. Information can be a blessing, but it also is a curse, because you realize all these things that you didn't know before, and that's why us are saying that, you know, you don't agree with it. That's totally fine. That's just our opinion, is that it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone is so, we say sad, and, you know, there's just such a cast over everything, because we know that the fucking storm is coming, and we know we have no power to prevent, you know, some of this stuff from happening. We have all, like, the climate change deniers, when there's literally, like, science, like, you have all the science deniers, and people, you know, people literally do
Flat
this.
Earth.
Yeah, people, well, that's not a real thing, but, like, when you really talk to the people who are like, oh, you know, like, climate change or global warming, like, these aren't real things. Like, yes, they are. We have documentation, like, this is science, like, this is observable on our world. It's literally causing things. And if you, like, people who just don't have, like, that mindset of, or they have the mindset of, like, who cares, I'll be fucking dead, like, that's just irresponsible and, frankly, really selfish.
Yeah, we're just frustrated with all these people that have the power to change these things that need to be done, and we can easily see that it needs to be done, but they just don't.
And yeah, like, I don't know. I think because our generation has been more oppressed money-wise, and just, you know, because we've been shackled with the over-costed things like colleges, you know, costing so much, which is ridiculous that a place of learning like that could even be allowed to be basically price people out.
Or
like,
not.
It's kind of ridiculous when you think about it. Like, humans should be trying to help each other, not suppress everybody in pursuit of, like, the golden tower.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's like it's just like kind of a lack of empathy, like, you know, and it's like I said, it's just frustrating. And that's why I think the frustration is the unhappiness that we talk about. It's not like true unhappiness, it's just an overall frustration that is constantly there. It just puts
It's a cloud.
It's just a dour mood, Like it's not like I said, it's not like we're not happy. Like I enjoy what I do and stuff but then there's there's always the reality of there's these shitty things going on in the world and there's not really much I can do about it, and that's kind of honestly it's like that's why I've always wanted to attain some form of fame. It's like I want to affect a change on the world in a good way, a positive way. That's why I've always gravitated towards music, because you can make people forget their shit, or you can look at bands like that take political stances and they try to fight a good fight. Some celebrities do that, and then they'll get tossed on social media by the one side or the other. Depending whether what they align with. Sometimes it helps to try to influence your audience.
If one of my all-time highest concern ever, because of somebody, I think all of us. This is gonna get kind of dark. And it has nothing to do with addiction, which we've strayed very far from, but that's okay.
You could argue that we're addicted to sadness.
That's probably
it's an old friend.
Honestly,
probably true.
This will bring us full circle. This conversation is about the addiction to money by.
If one of you ever were to pull like an Anthony Bourdain, who is like the most notable, like one of the most happy, fun-loving guys, who had the whole world at his fingertips.
Robin Williams
too. If one of you or anybody, for example, decided to just take that way out, I would be so fucking angry to the point where my blood would boil, and it has happened to me. I have had a friend do himself in when he didn't have the whole world going for him. He actually got diagnosed with scoliosis. He went through all of high school with a back brace, and then it finally came off, and he was fine. And a couple years after he got scoliosis, he realized he couldn't do what his profession was when he wanted to graduate high school. And mixed in there, I'm sure there's other things. He left no note, but he did himself in. And that, to me, I still haven't gotten over it. And if I would have to go through that again, that beyond me. Like, I know everyone jokes around about, like, suicide's a fucking joke now. That, you guys want to know what I'm offended by? It's shit like that. Mm-hmm. That fucking offends me.
Oh, yeah.
And I've one killer of young males.
Correct. Yeah, you're right. And I've said 100 times, I'm like, yeah, there's one time I think where somebody was like, oh, Mitch doesn't get offended by anything. Even as a Christian, I don't get offended by the bullshit where you guys mock Christianity and religion. That's fine. I get where you're coming from. But to mock suicide, that fucking pisses me off. It really does. Like, I'm getting angry just sitting here. And to fucking make fun of yourself and say kill yourself and these fucking memes. I saw one this morning where the first thing I see when I woke up at 5 p.m. was, it says, the robber says, "Give me your money or I'll kill you." It says, what makes you assume that I have any money and want to live? Like, really? Because some guy you didn't vote for as president, you want to fucking kill yourself and crush all your friends and your family and everybody who fucking cares about you? Like, why don't you fucking do it then? I'm sorry, I really am, but like, that fucking really bothers me. Like, you have so many people that love you and care for you, and you just want to like take the easy way out because you think, oh, life's so fucking miserable. Yeah, well, maybe it's not up to you. Maybe there's so many people that love you and care for you in this world that want to see you keep going and want to see you stick around, that because you've had a bad fucking day, you want to fucking do it yourself in. And fine, flip side, if you really can't feel like you can't do it anymore and you've sought every single avenue, like, way out, like, you've gone to therapy, you've gone to your friends and family, like, just everything is horrible, I get it. But to make light of that shit, it fucking kills me. It really does. That's the one thing that offends me. Now you guys know. Now everybody knows. Is that suicide shit. I fucking hate it. I really do. Like, I'm not saying this as, like, please don't talk about it anymore, because, like, I giggle at everything. I laugh at everything, and I get it's a coping mechanism, and you guys are just doing it as jokes, and everybody listening is just, it's just a joke. Everybody's suicidal. Millennials are suicidal, and it's like, you're crushing everybody that loves you. And, like, imagine if your parents saw that shit. That's what I'm gonna leave on. Is like, what if your parents fucking saw that? Yeah. That's what makes me upset. That's why I get angry when people are like, "Oh, life is shit. Life is shitty. Life is blah blah blah." It's like, you could try to see it in a different way. You could try to better yourself instead of blaming the president or blaming the economy or blaming all these institutions that you say stand in the way, and that's fine. But if you're really talking about bringing yourself out of this game because you had a couple of shitty months, or maybe even a couple of shitty years, and you don't think it's going to get fucking better, and you've done nothing to better yourself, like, what the fuck? Yeah, I got nothing else then. Sorry about that I screamed about like that, but like that's how I feel. And like like yeah, it's happened, and like if it happened again, I don't know, like I couldn't keep quiet about it for too long, like how I just did now. That's the most I've talked about it ever. And like it just there's people who love you, and if you feel like you can't go on, like I don't think there's somebody alive who's like on social media that someone doesn't love. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have have a mental capacity to go on Facebook every day and like have friends or whatever that you have on a friends list, like there's somebody that's going to be sad that you're gone. And shit, if anybody's even listening to this right now and you feel like you can't fucking go on, fucking talk to me. Like maybe I'll joke around and call you a pussy or whatever, but like I'm not going to turn you away. I'm not going to turn anybody away. You know, we won't turn you away. It's hard to understand that kind of despair unless you... Exactly, yeah. I've experienced it. I've wanted to do it, but I didn't. And like, you know, I could have a couple times, and I haven't. So like, yeah. Somebody talk about something else so I don't lose my shit.
Well, you could say that's why we need some slightly better mental health in our country, so we could try and treat these, people before.
Yeah.
Stop treating them like they're a problem instead of
just get the treatment. People have it readily available, so people, if they're feeling that way, can go get help to dig themselves, support to dig themselves out of the hole.
I feel like there's a big stigma against feeling bad about yourself, and that you're supposed to be shamed for it, rather than actually just being like, you know what, it's okay. Here's something that can help you out of this situation.
Yeah, I think that's purely a boomer thing.
Let me also say I've read this.
What's the boomer thing?
Stigmatizing it, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, because no one in our
my
generation.
life is so good.
That kind of comes back. Like everyone in our generation, no one thinks it's like. You know what I mean? Like everyone's like, yeah, we get it. We all have had shitty days. Like, try and get through. Whereas the boomers are just like, toughen up, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's the whole thing. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. It's like that's not how it fucking works anymore. Like you just can't. It's not how it works.
They lived in the era of opportunity, and what is it now?
Well, I mean, there's a part of me that quarrels with that inside. Like you. Well.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Like there'd be like a dam that's cracking or something, and then it's like the valley is suicide, but then the water is like, but mom would be sad. Or whatever.
You don't want to because of your parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure that stops a lot of people.
But I was just gonna say that's not a bad meme, really. I mean, it's still joking, but I mean, whatever. Everybody knows I joke about everything.
And honestly, well, like, when we look at a lot of the memes that talk about that, like people like, oh, I want to kill myself. It's like, yeah. It's kind of like identify, like, yeah, we get it. You think about that, but then you push through it. We all understand that.
It's like the whole thing with pull yourself up by your fucking bootstraps. Like that's helped me through a lot of shit, honestly. But there have been times where I just wanted a fucking hug.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to be supported, And sometimes it's just what you need at that time.
Yeah. I mean, we don't need to talk about each other's parents, but a lot of hugs sometimes weren't there.
Do we have to talk about how males aren't complimented anymore, and like how we're supposed to be these emotionless rocks?
That's kind of been
I think we've brought that up, but yeah.
fought for. Well, I mean, like, it's kind of starting to get destigmatized.
Toxic masculinity.
I feel like everyone's like
Problem.
You're supposed to be suppressed. You're not supposed to talk about how you feel about anything anymore because nobody cares.
Well, that's the old way, and like I said,
It's
we're
getting better.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of that's starting to get destigmatized.
Like 10 years ago, I never would have fucking told anybody, like, hey, man, I fucking cried during that episode of Scrubs. Oh, shit, dude, I was bawling. But nowadays, I don't give a fuck. I cried during Endgame. I cried during Scrubs in the office. Like, fucking, I cry. I'm a man. I don't give a shit. I cry. I'm a construction worker, and I cry.
Everyone has emotions.
We cried in front of each other at Endgame. I looked over at you and we were both crying.
was
Like
emotional.
tears, yeah.
We kissed a little bit. What?
Butterfly kisses.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's
Gross.
it's slowly. I mean, I'm looking at it from a kind of a distorted lens because I obviously, being on a certain
Take the
side,
sunglasses off first. Please.
being on a certain side of any political spectrum, you're gonna obviously associate with more people on your side, so you're gonna see more stuff that's on your side. But I think,
right.
aside from a group of people, I think that for that kind of stuff, for the most part, is getting better. Like, you can be emotion. You can have you know. There's still gonna be those people who call you pussy ass snowflake, blah blah blah. But for the most part, people will be like, oh, whatever, man. Shit happens.
Yeah.
Like, but
Because our
it's getting there.
image of personal, or like our personal image of each other is just shit now, kind of. Like, you don't have to try to hold yourself up in the social standing
Right.
Yeah.
back in the day, where that determined
People are a
how
lot
people
more.
would look at you.
People are a lot more accepting of flaws, which
It's
is
like-
it's a good thing though. You know, like everyone has
because
it.
having emotion is not a flaw.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm saying like
It's a,
people.
it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, which it still makes no sense for people like, oh, you're so emotional. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, like that. I fucking actually, have
Just because
feelings.
they have the emotional capacity of a teaspoon.
Oh my god. Good reference.
Yeah.
But
Harry Potter.
hey man, we'll get there eventually. We won't be alive when everything's perfect, if it ever gets there. But
We'll all nuke ourselves into oblivion before that happens.
we're hopefully at least moving in the right direction. I mean, who knows? Who knows what'll happen? It's the thing. It's like, on one hand, you see all these good things, like things are starting to change for the better. But on the other hand, it's like, but we're also kind of doing a bunch of shitty stuff. It's like, which one's gonna win? Is it like the good, like the people who want to do good and the good directions we're going with, like social, and equal rights and civil rights and everything, or is it gonna be like the fucking, let's just keep polluting shit until we all die? Like, which one's gonna win? Who knows?
Well, then you also have the people that think that let's just keep polluting shit is the good guy.
yeah, that's
A
what
lot
I'm
of
saying.
people
It's
think
like,
that. It's interesting.
it is, and it's kind of fucked up. Like, I just don't get how you can keep defending things that are proven to be bad.
It's because people just
I just
put their head in the sand. They just don't.
Are
they just
people
don't believe
addicted to
things.
controversy?
Ooh.
people are definitely addicted to their own ideologies.
That's called the news. The news is
How do you know
addicted to
which news is
controversy.
the real news?
None. Just don't even take it from multiple sources. Exclude television from your source,
Deduce your own idea.
and then figure. I say I don't even know why television news is even still around. To be honest, I think it's because it's so old. Like,
Oh,
it's so anchored into our society.
So many people still believe it.
Well, here's the
unfortunately.
thing.
Well, I mean, okay, I will
shouldn't say
say
unfortunately.
television news is probably not 100% untrue, but what you should do is gather your information about a certain thing from multiple viewpoints and topics on the internet and then form your own opinion.
You just have to realize that like television, their company is owned by, or they're owned by companies
And they're
that have agendas.
Yeah.
You just got to realize you got to be able to parse through.
What I say is, because here's the thing, the news on TV, and I know this is a shocker, and most people don't agree with this, most of what they say is true. The problem is they put a spin on it, and they leave out certain details.
That's what I mean.
You
like,
just got to watch it and unspin it and go, this is what the truth
You
is.
just have to take the core.
Take the core
information-
message. Don't
information.
like,
Yeah.
oh, they made this trade deal today, and I'm going to talk for 30 minutes on why this is a
say
bad
what
thing.
that means for blah blah blah.
Yeah,
but
and
they
it's like,
canceled
just-
2 other trade deals to do that one.
Yeah, and it's like, so just take the 30 minutes of them talking about why that's a bad thing or good thing, and take this is what happened. That's the news. Like,
Yep.
it's not fake. It's just there's the tiny nugget, and then they expand on it to fit their narrative. That's why it really bothers me that it's everyone. Oh, CNN's fake news. Blah blah's Fox News. It's like, no, fake news is like WorldNewsDailyReport.com, where it's like 30-year-old man, I've said this on the one, like 30-year-old man shoves pregnant hamster up his ass and then gives birth to pregnant hamster babies. Like, it's like, no. And the people are like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. It's like, no, that's not real.
Like
Or
the
like
onion.
Onion.
Like the onion. That's fake news.
Yeah, but it's
It's satirical.
That's satire.
But it's still fake.
But like the
It's fake
fucking
shit. People who I love that ate the onion. Like, it's like, oh, people believed it. And they talked about it.
I unsubscribed.
started in
from the
Madison.
Onion.
I like how
They become
not
very
the onion.
too self-serving.
But like in worse situations, it's like the Hillary Clinton, as much as I don't like Hillary Clinton, the Pizzagate or whatever it's called, where they literally said that she was involved in a sex trafficking ring out of a pizza place.
She was eating orphans.
And it's like people like that kind of shit too. Like it's like that is fake news. Like it's
Right.
made up complete garbage, and people are like, this is real. I don't know. And like years later, I've seen people in comment sections years later, like today, like Obama's part of the Muslim Brotherhood. It's like fucking Obama wasn't born in the U.S. It's like fucking stop believing that shit. If it's not on, here's the thing. Here's what I always say. If the URL, the base part of it, not the www or the .com or whatever, if it's longer than 5 letters, it's fucking fake.
I had a guy. There's a guy at my work when I was on second shift who I pray to God isn't watching this because I'm going to bring him up. He once came. He was all excited because he thought there was going to be a remake of Ed, Edd n Eddy, and there was like this piece of art that was going around Facebook and stuff that looked like a reboot. And they were way smaller. The art style was different, and it looked legit. I looked into it, and it turned out. I actually looked into it. It took about 5 minutes to realize it wasn't real. And he started getting all excited. I said, "Listen, man, I'm really sorry, but it's not real." And we started kind of jawing at each other,
getting
like
into it a little bit.
but it was friendly. It was like, but there was this underlying tone of contempt in him. He's like, yeah, but how can you know that's real? And I'm like, multiple sources. And then finally I found the article from Danny Antonucci, who created the real Ed, Edd n Eddy. It said, no, I'm not redoing it. And he still owns the property of it, so it won't be made for some time unless he relinquishes it. Anyways, he, in the same break, in the same cafeteria we were eating in, he brought up this thing about how Jar Jar is a Sith Lord.
Which is true.
Okay.
It's a wonderful theory.
So
Very fun.
And he brought the YouTube up, and this other guy who was kind of listening just perks up and completely demolishes his viewpoint with actual proof and a counter YouTube video. Now, this is what he did. The guy who was showing us all these conspiracies, and it was like one of those guys who just kind of believed everything. We were just kind of giggling at him, not really laughing at him, but just like, man, you can't just believe everything you fucking blah, blah, blah. He does one of these. He goes, and not crying, but just out of anger, began to shake and pound his fists on the table. And I looked over, this guy's huge, and I look over at the guy who proved him wrong about Jar Jar. I went, because I was sitting next to him. I'm like, I'm unsafe right now. And he just kind of just rolls his eyes like, you're fine. But that in tying in hand with like the fucking fake news and shit, it's sad, but at the same time, that's what they had.
It's a lot of dummies out there.
Yes, but our parents who watch the news with their parents in the living room at 6 o'clock. Dun, 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 dun. Breaking news: zombie JFK is wandering around in the Arctic. We have footage, and it's like, oh, they believe that because that's all they had, and now they're in a world where like we have all this. And like, I'm not saying what they're saying is right. I'm not saying that they're excused from the blame. They're not going to change. They're going to believe all the dumb shit that they see, and it is through not much fault of theirs. It's like 30% their fault. Because they refuse to acknowledge it, and they refuse to go away. But they've been watching the news for 50, 60 years.
Right. And
guess what? As soon as something comes out where Gen Z or whatever the next one is, or the next one underneath that is, they'll start being like, I can't believe you still get your news from your phone.
Oh, I can't.
Don't you know you're supposed to get it from your
implant?
Your chip?
I can't wait until I start seeing I feel like I'm like, oh man, I'm just not up to date with shit.
I already
anymore.
feel like that.
I
sometimes.
can't wait.
Me too.
Until I actually feel that way, because I don't feel that way with like the Fortnite shit, because I understand all the stuff.
Oh, not technology.
I just don't care.
More
yeah, you were Fortnite dancing when I fucking walked in. I was like, this ain't happening.
I played Fortnite 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
I would try because it's on Switch. I tried to get back, or not back into it, but I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna give it another shot. I go on there. I play one game, I died pretty quickly. I played second game, died pretty quickly. I'm like, I'm gonna try this creative because the creative mode looks cool. Like the whole building thing in its own capacity seems all right. And then, but for some reason, I joined one that was online. Some dude fucking killed me right away. I respawned, and then I went around fucking just goofing on the map, and that was kind of cool, just running around. They got like fucking power cycles and shit. I'm like, this is all right, but like just the baseline game of that is like. Ew.
How about we cap this off by talking about Fortnite? How about those fucking? Every now and then I'll see a story where some kid like slapped his mom in the nose because she pulled the Fortnite cord after 14 hours. What the
Bad
fuck?
parenting. They'll keep blaming the kid in the game, but they won't blame the parent for letting it get that bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Addiction.
There was this kid once. We were playing frisbee golf, and this really chubby kid was walking around the course, and he goes. We hear him walking up one of those steep hills. He goes, "God damn, I need a cheeseburger," and. He was really fat for like his age, and my friend immediately goes, "How is that not fucking marketing? How is that not the marketing's fault?" And I go, "At that age,
That's
it's
the
the
parents.
fucking parents."
Oh, absolutely.
Which one of us? I'm sure one of us had some kind of an income when they were 12.
Mowing lawns.
Or
working.
mowing lawns or doing like menial shit. Yeah, you got a couple bucks, but
little
like
sucky.
not enough.
Oh my god.
Well, one of us was a child prostitute. Well, if one of us, yeah, you didn't make enough money. Maybe you.
I know a guy who met a child prostitute.
Okay, let's move on.
No, it's
I'm sorry.
it's an actual story. I'm gonna tell the story. I know he's not watching. It's a quick one.
No, let me finish.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm almost done. To blame marketing on somebody who can't afford their own meals, that kid is getting fat at home.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the parents aren't making them go out and play and work it off.
Yeah. Well,
They can't help it. They're big boned.
Oh my god. I'm big boned. Okay.
he was
I'm also
like
fat.
half my height. Okay,
Mini
BJ.
boat?
I'm gonna tell a funny child prostitute story. There was a guy I used to work with. He lives in, I'm not gonna say any names. I don't know the other guy's name anyway. He lives in a city that's north of here. Wink, wink. And a new neighbor like moved in, and there's apparently a really hot blonde girl who like was all fucking like had full sleeve tats and everything. Blah blah blah. And I forget. I think it was like she had moved in. She was adopted by the neighbor guy. And the neighbor guy's like nephew or something was friends with this guy I know. And he's like, dude, what's the story with her? She's single? What's up? He's like, oh, she's Russian. She's actually 15. She was a fucking sex slave, and that's why she's all tatted up and shit. Like she basically was a sex slave. Turns out this guy that they adopted them divorced his wife and then took the girl to like fucking Kentucky to live in the woods or something
Jesus.
with her. So, yeah. Fucking people are
Jesus
weird, man.
God.
But it's just weird, like, you see somebody is like all fucking tatted up, full sleeves, like, yeah, she's 15. It's like, oh, Jesus.
I never brought this up, which is sad, but like, who here has done a lot of drugs?
Depends what you mean a lot.
Man.
I used to smoke a lot of marijuana back
Everything
in the day.
you guys say is all your opinion and does not reflect how we kind of generally.
Or the studio in general.
Or
I
IC Driveway
used
Studios.
I used to pop little pills back in high school.
What pills?
Like
Some Addies.
some Addies.
Some Oxys?
I used to do them not Oxys, no. Addies.
I was all about that Ibu.
What the fuck is that?
Ibuprofen?
Oh.
Was. Not on anymore?
That Aspirin.
Luckily, I haven't had enough headaches to necessitate the use of it.
That Tyler Null.
I was informed of a recent event in your life which probably reduced a lot of headaches for you, so congratulations on that.
What?
What was that?
I was going to say something really
What
bad.
was that? Like you.
I
was it-
used my darker arm.
Oh,
That's
I thought you were
that's
like that was you driving your new Lambo.
Yeah, it's that.
What
is that?
happened?
Watch me whip. That's what that is from.
Yeah,
That's what that's from.
I thought it was
was
you
like-
just cruising in a convertible.
Did you win a lawsuit against Fortnite for stealing your dance moves? What happened?
No, my divorce was finalized.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was. I didn't know that was a thing.
It was not a financial burden.
I was gonna let you discuss it in case I was just gonna allude to it, and if you wanted to go into
Oh,
detail, that
divorce.
was it. You remember what Louis C.K. says? You should always be happy for someone who got divorced because don't say, "Oh, I'm sorry," because no happy marriage has ever ended in divorce.
Yeah.
I remember
They say in the courthouse,
Yeah.
is this irreparable? Or, like, there's no way to bring it back, and you're saying yeah to that.
Yeah.
So it's,
And so you say congratulations.
yeah.
Congratulations, you may now
Getting on
leave.
Something you didn't want to be it. Like you didn't want to
Yeah.
be it anymore.
You,
That's not
you
bad.
closed
thing
a
to say.
chapter
You
of,
found
of
out
the book of your
It
life.
was a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Has
think.
anybody here almost been
sorry.
married? Because none of us, the rest of us, have been married. I've almost been married twice, I would say.
Like you
I mean,
were
like, I
thinking
was-
about proposing?
I was with I've been with two people who I wanted to marry at the time, and then who wanted to marry me.
Okay.
Did you tell them that?
And then yes, and we like the first one we had basically had plans. The second one we kind of had plans to do.
Looking back
kinda
on it,
fell
are you
apart.
happy you didn't, or did you kind of still wish you did?
The first one I'm definitely glad I did. The second one everyone at this table knows about. So.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I've made plans too, but like nothing was ever official.
Well, yeah, I mean, not like you weren't like fucking buying bouquets and shit, but like, were you ever like, this is gonna happen? Like
Yeah.
in your brain, you knew like
Yeah.
this is the person. and they
I
knew.
walked one person into Fox Jewelers in Appleton or whatever it was, and the person had a panic attack. So that kind of outlined how they felt about me. So
Well, Mitch, that was the day you met them. That's kind of dumb.
yeah, you're right. I should
We
have.
took
I should
Nikki on
have.
her first date.
I should have at least. Did we go to Appleton? No,
should've gone.
we went to Slim's on our first date
That would be the best. Like,
Oh, typical. No, it's I'm
during the
sorry.
day.
Oh man.
What's the most
Good shit.
outlandish place that you guys have met, like a
BJ.
potential girlfriend or something at?
met them like for the first time, or met like
The
here's
internet.
where our first date's gonna
I
be.
threw a chunk of ice at somebody at weekend when I was 16. I ended up dating them for a while.
I'm trying to remember if I actually have not had any of my relationships start online.
That's what I was gonna say. I've had one that hasn't been online.
I met my
Online.
ex-wife for the first time at a porn store.
Through me and my relationship. That's
Yep.
right.
Because
Taking my
you-
girlfriend at the time to the porn store because she just turned 18.
I've known your ex-wife longer than I've known you. I don't really know her. I just know
You went to
we had
school
some
with her,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, we had some classes together. I mean, it was a small school, so.
I guess I've had two that weren't online first.
I only had one that wasn't.
Bree and then Savannah.
Yeah, one of
Oh,
your
we're saying
girlfriends
names.
was because I brought her over to your house.
Yeah, it was Bree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then she punched me in the balls in the video.
Yeah, at least it was on.
That was a planned thing.
I mean, I haven't really.
What about people who are
Actually,
addicted
kind
to
of.
getting hit in the balls?
Oh my God! The
freaks.
people who had
People
the
with
women
high
step
heels
on them with the
stomping on them.
stilettos. Yeah.
Oh, like that story I
No,
told. Yeah,
stop!
then it goes through.
Stop!
It
A little
punctures the
squish.
shaft.
How did that not clip the audio? I screamed. Maybe I'm not directly into it.
we have compression.
Okay, good, because I didn't mean to scream, but it's just
fine.
I don't want
You're
to.
fine.
I haven't had soda in like a half hour, so my
Punctured
blood
penis.
pressure's
Oh,
low.
no wonder.
My blood pressure's low.
Your blood pressure's
You know
low.
that feeling when you like sit down and you like twist a ball?
Oh,
Oh,
Imagine like somebody willingly subjecting themselves to somebody stepping on one.
can I say something?
how do they not blow up?
Maybe
Oh, like
sometimes they do.
Crush. It takes a lot of
I'm
pressure.
gonna say
actually crush
something
them
here
up.
Oh my
that's
God.
controversial.
Is this gonna make
Sick.
my? Is this gonna make my?
making myself feel
pass
sick
out?
already.
Yeah.
No, it makes me uncomfortable. The person who is guilty of this from a while ago, or multiple people, for all I know, might be watching this. I don't care anymore. Please, maybe other people disagree. Please don't put my ball in your mouth and suck. Like, don't suck my ball out of my fucking, like, the vein is only so long. Okay?
because people
It's
don't
gonna
say that
fucking
it
rip
doesn't
out
feel
of
like
my
anything.
test. Like, please. God.
Someone's gonna have to hit the end button because I'm gonna be on the floor
Drives
convulsing.
me nuts. Like, they're sitting
I'm
there.
about to faint.
Sitting there sucking, they're licking shaft, they're maybe giving you a little rimmy, and then all of a sudden their mouth goes around one nut, and they just fucking like pull, like, what are you doing? How does anybody like that? It's like fucking stretching a rubber band, you know it's gonna snap soon, and it's gonna fucking snap you in the face.
It's gonna
God,
be all right.
please
Pull
don't.
through.
God, I don't
don't
want
let
to
the-
only be able to have boys or girls. I want
Don't let
both
the
of my
darkness.
nuts.
Just-
Don't let the darkness consume
Just
you.
keep running at the light, dude. I can't believe there's like 4 times in that whole sentence where I thought he was done and then he redid it.
See what Alex said? Nice reverse psychology there.
Oh,
No.
he just wants balls.
No, reverse psychology. Don't suck my nuts.
Put that in your Tinder bio. Please don't, suck my
Please
nuts.
don't suck my nuts.
At the very bottom. Wait, did you just say you deleted your whole profile and said I eat ass?
No, I did. I was thinking about it.
I'm on a podcast about eating ass.
What did I put I eat ass on recently? Dude, I did see
Your
a video.
LinkedIn.
It better
I
be
did
your
see a-
resume.
Yeah,
wasn't
it's my Indeed.com profile. It's I eat ass.
LinkedIn.
You're hired.
Yeah.
So I saw a video. A cop pulled a guy over for having I eat ass in letters on
Yeah.
the back window.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Florida.
the guy's like, okay, whatever, I'll fucking go to court, blah, blah. And then the cop's like, okay, you have to take one of the letters off so it doesn't say anything. Guy's like, fuck you, no. And the cop's like, okay, you're under, like, he goes back to his car and he calls up his supervisor. He's like, yeah, it says I eat ass. Yeah, I should arrest him, right? I told him he could take one of the letters off. Yeah, yes, I eat ass. And he kept like saying it to try to get his supervisor like, yeah, bring him in.
Well, he probably
like,
had him
fuck
on
you.
speaker, and they were all laughing because like the cops have seen everything. You ever seen that picture where he's
Yeah, but
arrested?
they arrested the guy.
Well, yeah.
It's like fucking A.
There's a picture.
Lawsuit.
It's a very famous picture of a. It's probably in the late '90s, early 2000s, where cops just got a Mexican dude, like he's got his arm around him. Mexican guy's pissed as shit 'cause he's handcuffed. Just says "fuck the police" and like cholo letters on his gut, and it's like, "Fuck you."
can't
How
say
about
that.
"fuck you" back? What cholo?
Can't say cholo.
Cholo's like you know what? I don't actually.
Isn't
know
cholo
what it
that
means.
thing you throw with balls on it? What's
No,
that?
it's
I don't
that.
know what
It's
called.
that cinnamon stick.
That's a churro.
Churro.
I could go for a fucking churro right now, dude. Could you be addicted to
Saying the N-word. Yes, Mitch, you
A
are.
young man belonging to a Mexican-American urban subculture associated with street gangs.
I could not be more right.
That's probably the definition for like the N-word too.
Cholo is a loosely defined
There
Spanish
isn't
term
even
that
a-
has various meanings. Its origin is somewhat derogatory term for mixed blood descendants in the Spanish Empire in Latin America
Derogatory.
Spanish
and its successor
Empire.
states as part of the Costas.
I guarantee you,
The informal linking of society by heritage.
if I went in there and if I went into a Mexican neighborhood and said cholo,
They'd shoot you.
I don't think they'd shoot me. They'd probably give me
First-
some
with
love.
love.
First
but-
video is
Hey, what's up,
Cholos react
Cholo?
to a fake Cholo. Funny sketch.
Okay, see,
I love.
it's-
You ever see that sketch where it's
not
a
a
bunch of cholos on
thing.
fucking treadmills doing like an exercise course, and they're like, and now you grab the 12-pack you got from the gas station. And put it
Oh my
in
god,
your
I know
pocket."
exactly what you're talking about.
It's so fucking good.
Wait,
Now the chihuahuas can't chase you down the road.
Oh my god.
He said kiwi one time, and I'm like, dude, I don't think they appreciate being called that. And you're like,
They're white,
that
who
is what
cares?"
that's what they're called. And I knew it, but I'm like, oh Jesus, dude. I'm like, I was just
That's what they're
kidding.
called.
Talking about the birds, the natives of New Zealand.
natives
I was,
of
I was talking about New Zealanders.
The
Yeah,
natives
I was like,
of
oh,
New
he's a
Zealand,
Kiwi.
yeah.
Kiwis.
And I'm like, dude, I don't think they really appreciate being called that.
You have the Kiwis, and then next
I didn't know
door
you were
that
trolling me at the time.
Australians are the rapists because that's basically why they all started there.
Oh
They're all
my god.
English prisoners,
Yeah,
outcasts.
Anyways,
Kiwis and murderers.
I think
next
we're
door.
Well,
and
good
let's
then.
just
Serves-
say this entire podcast proved that we're addicted to going off topic.
Damn right.
Anyways,
Quit anytime I want.
It's all
what
somewhat
are we doing
relevant.
Tuesday?
Anyway, let me talk about McDonald's. Oh, can I give a shout out quick
Absolutely.
to a certain friend of the show? I'm not going to say where he works and where he is employed, but I went in there because it's right next to where I had my dentist appointment for my wisdom tooth. And he's like, "Hey man, what's up?" And he like fucking told the cashier to fuck off so he could take my order. and I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" Blah blah order, and he's like, "All right, man." And I walk away and I fill up my drink. And then I get my food, and I was walking home. I'm like, he didn't charge me. I didn't pay for any of that.
Is it who I think it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Friend of the show. I'm
Yeah.
like, so thank you. I didn't notice until I was already gone. I'm like, dude, he gave me free food, or he just fucking forgot to ask me for money. I
I'm
don't know
sure
which.
it's he forgot. Or no, I'm sure it's for free.
Because I was giving him shit. I was giving him shit. I'm like, oh, what? You don't take off of fucking work Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:30 to watch the fucking podcast? Fuck you.
we put it on the monitors instead of putting the orders up. We just turn it.
Jesus, can you
Oh,
imagine?
God. Instead of the menus, it's all fucking all the TVs
All
are
four?
are ugly fucking
Just
faces.
think about this. Just imagine all the employees are gathered around the drive-through monitor, listening to Mitch's.
They just have playing through the
No, I'm
drive-thru.
listening to Mitch's speech on suicide.
Yeah,
Just everyone's getting
Then they'll
like
jump in the deep
everyone's
fryer.
just like a slight tear, slightly, beating up. Like, I didn't realize that I was being an asshole. I should be a better person.
And then they turn
pull
around and
myself
some
up.
dude's cutting up onions.
When I was,
as they chrome.
I'm just saying, can you just like imagine? They're just watching the podcast. It's like, holy shit.
Of all things,
Profound. No, it's just like the profound moment.
all the
Everyone
things
coming
we
together.
said, Mitch's fucking speech changes the world, and everybody stop being dicks.
It should change.
God.
It was a good speech.
I can't see the price of this cheeseburger because these people Chromecasted this podcast on the middle menu.
I can't. Well, at least it's not Burger King where the menus flip every 30 seconds and show like the footage of the patty being laid onto the bun.
show an
And it's
ad
like,
so you can't
well,
see
I
the
knew what it
prices,
was,
yeah.
but
They do that at McDonald's now.
Oh, do they
At least
really?
the one on military. I was in there the other day because we were working next door, and I go in there. I'm like, oh, look at the menu. I'm like, what do I want? And then all of a sudden, it's like, and does this big animation across all
Yeah.
the screens. It's like, The Lion King now in theory. I'm like, fuck you. I want to know what the goddamn.
you should just walk out and be like, I thought I knew what I wanted, now I don't.
Oh, that showed that multi-billion-dollar corporation.
throw
Oh,
something
boy.
at the screen like, boo.
yeah, like my stuff affects it. Like my boycotting of it affects it. Yeah, the Burger King menus are bullshit. Yeah, exactly. Hey, if you go on my YouTube, you'll see me in the bathroom at Burger King.
You know what's bullshit?
Doing what?
Boycotting.
What were we doing in the Burger King bathroom? Oh boy.
It's not not YouTube, Pornhub. Your
I'm
Pornhub account
hungry,
in the
so
back.
let's wrap this up. What did we learn
gotta take his
today?
Walmart
We
trip.
learned that addiction's bad.
Okay.
And so what do we do?
Addiction bad.
What are-
we all sad.
What are we doing?
I think we haven't agreed on that yet. I don't know. Addiction might be okay.
But the next thing that's happening is Monday. Your tumor is oof.
Yeah, my tumor.
Look what I wrote on
my tumor comes out Monday.
Hey, congratulations. You're not. Then you can be addicted to painkillers.
Oh God, I'm not gonna take any. Fucking
Full
painkillers.
circle.
I
The
know
guy who
fucking snowflake
performs your
pussy.
surgery is just a dentist of the body.
A leg dentist.
Yeah.
What if I fucking like all of a sudden I'm sitting there and then I'm like I can't move my leg and they fucked up something up.
Oh.
What if the bottom of your knee
I'm gonna be
had
worried all
teeth?
fucking. Oh my God.
It's not gonna. BJ, they'd have
back
to
of
be
your
fucking
knee.
with your
I'm so
spine for that to
scared.
happen.
No, they could fucking damage the main nerve.
You know
like,
what's
in
really
your leg.
fucked
No.
up? You know what's really fucked
Yes,
up?
they
I'm
can.
gonna
I
say
had a pinched
this.
nerve in my leg and
Stop
I
it.
couldn't move my whole
Mitch,
leg.
please continue.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, well, if you weren't done.
Well, sorry to interrupt your interruption of what I was saying. Go ahead. Fucking cunt.
Oh my God! Wow.
Oh,
So
this
unnecessary.
just proved addiction. Alex Wahlberg says if you're not taking the painkillers, you better share. There we go.
Don't give me anything.
So, I'm gonna say this. This is what men think. I mean, I don't know if you think this, but like every time there's a nurse involved in anything ever, there's like
get a boner.
one. Yeah, there's like 1% just you thinking like, she might jerk me off. like even if you're just, what did you go to the dentist for? Just to get your tooth looked at? Not even
Oh yeah.
like.
And the receptionist, I was like, what if we just snuck away?
Does your insurance cover
Oh my-
happy ending?
Dude, oh my God, it's in super tiny Princess hand jobs in the back.
Nobody gets happy
Gotta go to
endings
Japan
anymore.
for
It's all
that.
sad endings.
Oh.
Gotta go to Japan. or
That
something
would be
for
so fucking but like that's true, and I think who's the former late night host who kind of did stand up now, Craig Ferguson. He's
love
like,
Craig Ferguson.
there's never been a time where a man has walked into any kind of a medical establishment and not thought, she's not gonna jerk me. There's like a 0.5% of you thinks that like she might jerk me off.
Maybe I just got lucky to have like 60-year-old women as my.
I swear to God,
even better.
I thought you were gonna
Attendees.
say. I thought you were gonna say maybe I just got lucky that one time. I'm like,
What? I will say this also, as a construction worker, I deal with a lot of people, and sometimes it's like you have that neighbor lady or the house, the lady's house
Oh,
you're working on, and you're like, what if
yeah.
she just wants
Stifler's
to,
mom?
even if they're not hot,
Yes.
it's like, what if she just wants to fuck?
Yeah, there was a time where I was
God.
installing internet in like her son's room, and like I was like having to move his PlayStation shit.
What if he wants to fuck me?
It was like 1 PM, and my supervisor was like, I gotta go back somewhere and get something, and it's just me and her, and I was routing the cable, and she goes, "Oh, do you need help?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, it's happening!" But then, like it was just some single mom. I'm just like, "Holy shit, it's fucking happening!"
That happened to me yesterday. Me and my brother were working at some house, and then the lady was like, we're working in our garage, and she like left some stuff in their backs, and she's like, "Oh, you guys can you guys help me carry it down in my basement?" I'm like, "Not with my brother, no! Like, please, no!"
And you
It's
see
like,
all
it's
the pink
happening.
fluffy handcuffs cuffed to the wall.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, that's for me and my husband.
And
He's
then a
not home.
fucking bloody chainsaw in the corner.
3
like, oh, no.
cameras pointing into the corner.
I am now cutting off Phyllis's head with a chainsaw.
You gotta ask Jake about the stories of him delivering pizza to old ladies who would have like a robe on just flowing open.
Oh my.
basically.
Can I share a quick story of?
But they're not
That didn't happen to me. But when I was working at Spectrum, a guy who had used to be a technician told me a story that he went to a guy's house.
Mm-hmm.
The guy answered the door wearing Daisy Duke cutoffs.
Oh.
He had he basically described, the movie Benchwarmers?
Yes.
You know the Scared of the Sun
Yes.
guy? Him. He was basically him. And he walks into the room, and to his right is the opening to the living room, and he looks over, and there's probably about 200 dolls, all with their heads facing the fucking entrance, like basically where he was standing. And he just like, at that moment, I knew I was basically fucked. He goes in, the guy has a fucking cable box that is working, and is like, yeah, my VCR doesn't work, I need help.
Oh my God.
And he's like, well, this isn't my fucking job, but whatever. Like, they do that all the time. They'll be like, whatever, I'll help you. So he's helping this guy hook up his VCR. He's like, okay, it should be ready to go now. He's like, okay, well, let's put something in and see if it works.
Porn.
Puts it in, it's fucking gay porn, and the guy starts rubbing his hand up the guy's back. The dude's like, I walked out, left my tools in there, got in my fucking vehicle, didn't pick anything up, and just fucking drove off. And told and he's like, I called my supervisor and said, you fucking pick my shit up.
You do it.
And I'm like, I don't blame you, man.
God
and I'm
damn
so
it.
glad, with all the houses I've been in for my job, I'm so glad I've never had any weird
There's
shit like that
so
happen.
many, like, I really wish I could have, like, piggybacked off this. I don't have any stories, but, like, since we've already had the Jobs podcast, I would have loved to hear, like, times where you're like, I might die, or
Jobs
I
2
might
horror
end up in a
stories?
Jobs 2?
Jobs 2.
Jobs
Yep.
2.
Well, we did
That's
horror
what
stories
Tuesday
on
can
Jobs.
be.
Well, we had
Repeats.
Jobs 2.
Well, Tuesday,
keeps on
I
fucking
kind of
looking at-
wanted to do, what?
Caleb, he keeps looking like there's somebody, like, behind me.
I'm looking at the fucking
The
calendar.
calendar's pretty bare. Well, the month just started. I wanted to do, I kind of want to do automation, but do you think we could cover that?
That's a little specific. Maybe we can make
Yeah.
it part of a Jobs one.
Well, I mean, this was kind of specific, but then it kind of
Was it,
tailspin.
though?
It didn't
favorite
tailspin badly though.
Addiction
Tailspin.
/ drugs.
Well, addiction / sad time.
Well, say that sadness
boy.
isn't
Sad
sadness
boy
is an addiction
hours.
of our
Things that
generation,
were close to addiction or that are related to addiction.
I'm so very, very
Results
sad.
of addiction.
or
yeah.
like causes of addiction.
Yeah,
would be the
yeah, yeah.
overarching sadness
The reasons
of
why
a
people
generation.
turn to
It was kind of like the second half was like the prequel to the first half. Jobs 2, pizza delivery and home installation horror stories. Well, I mean, Alex mentioned that he wanted to do automation, but I feel like that wouldn't. I don't know how long he could go with that.
He was a delivery driver. He's probably seen some shit, too.
He'd be good to have on for that.
Yeah,
He worked at
we could
Spectrum,
just
too.
do. He could just be
Yeah.
a general guest. It doesn't have to be
Oh,
themed.
yeah, I could
Who
tell some
hasn't
stories about
worked
people
at
I've talked to.
Fine. Should Alex just
Fuck.
be on Tuesday as just a guest, and well, that way we can have the whole
It's your
realm
fucking
of.
show.
I'd say
Is it BJ?
I don't know. Anytime I ever say literally anything, you're
some-
like, well, it's my fucking show.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
yeah, you do.
I go, hey, here's how I think you can reach more people. You're like, fuck you, it's my show. It's like, okay.
That's-
Until you
that's
shave
not-
that Chester A. Arthur. Matt.
Just trim it up.
No, don't. I'm just kidding.
Just
Please
trim.
leave. No, just leave it. I want it to curl up.
Well,
It's got, like,
he's
the-
got to wrangle the sides.
Have you ever?
He's got to get the beard under control.
But I don't want it.
It's got to be
Fucking shaved the
sculpted.
neck the other day.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have the best neck beard, or not? I have the worst neck beard today. I have one.
You are a neckbeard.
Debatable.
I don't know about
I'm sorry. What?
Said you're a neckbeard.
I'll be honest. I
You're
love.
bootlicking neckbeard.
I love how you're. Why do you always call him a bootlicker?
Because it's like the guy who worships the government.
I'll say because he. Because he's
Isn't
like
it?
a capitalist
Not
pig.
technically.
No,
No, bootlicker's more like, I mean, kind of, not really, I wouldn't say worship the government, just like, one of those people
Sides.
that's like, cops can't do anything wrong.
Oh.
Like, basically, like, they're licking their
never said
boots.
that.
Like, they suck up
Oh,
to the
yeah,
police,
yeah.
they suck up to, you know.
Oh, a little closer to the hole, sir. So, I would like to have Alex on if he's still watching and willing. If we can have him on Tuesday, that way we can have the whole gamut.
But who's
Fine, I
gonna
won't
talk to us in the
ask.
chat?
I won't- He's been very. That's why we get him in.
We're not gonna have any chat interaction.
We will have chat.
I'm just
There's
fucking
been
with you.
shows where we don't have chat.
Is
No, I
there
know.
a way that you can, on the Facebook page, make top fans the same way
Oh,
that
God.
has done to you?
if we broadcast it from a Facebook page, we could.
I'll say, well, that transition. I was gonna say we could announce it today.
Next Tuesday.
No.
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 End of August. So the beginning of September, we will be switching
September.
to the page
Why?
because
We just
It's
literally
good to
give
do that.
another reason.
I will say this.
it gives you more options.
I'll do it from the page at the end of August, but if we don't get as I wanted to wait till we had 500 likes.
That's fair.
It's at 435 right now.
We can get there by the end of August.
Fine, that's the mission. If it's close
Go
enough,
like
we'll just
Weekend Adrenaline
say
if you don't
fuck
like it already.
Please. Here, I'll just put it in the chat. Wait, no, everyone's. Oh yeah, here.
Did you tag Weekend Adrenaline again?
I always do.
Plus, I'm pretty sure it's
good.
more likely.
Wait, no,
like,
I didn't.
When
I say
people
make
are,
sure you take that.
if you're streaming from the page, I think when other people are commenting on it, I think it's more likely to pop up on other people's timelines. Like, oh, you know, Alex is commenting on this stream instead of if it was your
instead
profile.
of having just your friends list of
And like-
people initially see it,
like BJ
anybody
said-
who liked the page can see it.
I
when
say
it
like
pops
well,
up.
like BJ said, it's if when other people come into the stream, if it's on the actual page, all they have to do is click on it and then like the page.
Yeah.
If it's on your personal profile, I mean, what are they going to do? They have to kind of navigate a little extra.
Yeah. I'm just nervous because, well,
Don't be nervous. I I was not expecting much when we did the Smash and Jam podcast on
Yeah.
Sunday. I had so many people coming in, and that was just from the Ice Driveway page, which has less likes than Weekend Adrenaline.
Yeah. I also saw the word sponsored under that. Did you guys put money behind
I
this?
did not.
Sponsored by My TV.
If you say that, it's because you're a page admin. It's saying you could. This is what it would look like if
Yeah.
it was sponsored.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know I share everything that you guys do.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's like a little.
Can you shift that laptop?
I also
So yeah, there we
It's
go.
I
really-
also
bit better.
share everything 1730 does, which I'm gonna try to still get on.
It'll happen.
I want to be on there
Being a-
because
Are you gonna do a trivia episode?
no, they can suck
Well,
my dick.
they
I'm not
said-
eating anything.
Well, I'm saying you could make something else. It doesn't be hot sauce. It could be something else.
chunks of mayo.
It could be semen.
I mean, what
I just said chunks of mayo.
Is your semen chunky or more liquidy?
It depends on your diet.
My parents watch this when it's done, so I'm not gonna.
What's up, Mitch's mom? Mine's a little chunky.
I'm sure your mom knows from washing your underwear when you were younger.
No, once it's crusty, it doesn't matter.
Oh my god.
What
Was
is
Mitch
with
a-
people using their socks?
I was
don't
just gonna ask,
understand.
was
You ever
Mitch a-
use a sock?
No.
We should have
Do
your
it.
mom on.
No.
Why not?
Discount fleshlight, I
Because
guess?
if you do it into the toilet, it's gone. You don't ever
Yeah, but then you have to
think
be in
about
the
it again.
bathroom. You're not in your fucking room.
Great. Now
with candles.
I'm going to think about that every time you take a long shower in the morning.
Don't.
I'm
here-
in the
hey,
shower the whole time.
Don't come in
No
the
wonder
shower.
our water bill is so much. Jesus.
Should we have a sex episode?
Don't come in the
Haven't
shower.
we
It's
already?
bad.
We did. We had the
Sex
dating
too.
one,
In case
yeah,
we-
but like
Sex in the City too.
Wait, I want to make a
Caleb,
PSA.
Caleb,
PSA.
you should know I don't.
God.
Public service announcement.
Nothing to me.
Public service announcement: do not come in your shower because it's not like
It
it
clogs
can
the
clog the
drains.
drain,
Oof.
and then you'll have backed up fucking cum showers. Trust me.
Can we just like? I don't. I'm fine with talking.
Beats off into the toilet. says
I'm
Rob
fine with
Shooter.
talking about this, but like, I don't wanna like.
Addiction.
That's not my
counts.
fault.
Listen.
Sex addiction.
Yeah, I'm addicted to coming in the shower, so I'm gonna keep talking about it.
I'm
Now, what
sorry,
you got?
Mitch.
Does anyone else
Sometimes
poop in
he's
the
gotta-
shower?
What?
Oh.
And you waffle it down with your foot into
It's
the
called
Did you ever
waffle
stick your
stomping.
finger up your ass in the shower and then a little pooplet came out? And you're like, I can't shove this through the drain.
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
Wait, yes?
What?
What are we doing? What are
right.
we doing?
All right,
This is the end of the podcast. It's a
never-
free form section.
We're getting
Yeah.
the
It's
movie.
fine.
It's seven-
Sometimes you put it up in there, and
It's
then
time
you
for me to
pull it
go
out,
to
and
work.
a little
I have to go to
semen
work.
is left
Fuck,
in it.
hey, fuck off. I have to go to work.
He does have to go. All right, so
I have to go to work so I can put in PTO
we
for 6
will
hours.
we will contact. We're gonna contact Alex because he still hasn't replied. I'm sure he's having second
I mean,
thoughts, and I
it's
don't blame
BJ's
him at
room.
all.
I could fucking just ask him when I get home,
Yeah,
you
it's his
dumb
room.
cunt.
Hey,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
be nice and start. All right, you're done.
I pulled a Mitch.
All right.
I muted your mic.
And I would like
Mitch is
to
host, he
thank
has privilege.
everybody who watched and everybody who attended this right
Mitch's
here.
table pound did scare me.
So I would like, yeah, and go like Weekend Adrenaline and Icy Driveway on Facebook, please, because I want to get famous. And actually, I
Addiction to validation.
don't.
Alex just said he'll
Okay,
definitely come on the
That's
podcast.
too long of a subject, so we're gonna end it. Okay, Alex will be on Tuesday, and we'll probably just talk about whatever instead of blanketing ourselves. Okay,
It's
bye
gonna
everyone.
Get political. Let it go.